Day 2, we are on our way to surviving large-scale pony production. I ended up buying a Misty in the vendor area. I did not vlog that, sorry, but I'll try and get you guys in there again, and if it's possible, okay? So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I think I'll get the most out of this one, considering you know what I'm doing by this point. So, maybe there's some tips, something, I don't know. Maybe, ooh, another tip. Yeah, just anything that could probably help with the project, I more than welcome that. So, yeah, this class should be fun. Let's do this. All right. Now we're going to the lunar hall, the main hall. Yeah, I'm making a lot out of this silver string. All right. So, let's do this. Solar hall. There's Minty Root. All right.
You probably remember me from projects such as Bright Eyes and Clouds, Missing Out, The Falls and Sugar, The Beginning.
Yeah, that came out a while back. Did you guys see Bright Eyes and Clouds? Let me know in the comments below.
Make a large-scale pony project. Okay. Let's see if less hands are going to be raised at the end. If I don't want to scare you. I want to be truthful, and that's the problem. I've done a lot of big projects. If you don't know me, let's just start with a cool clip from Bright Eyes and Clouds without the sound because those guys are way too loud. It's
Ooh, the sky.
It's been an ambitious project. Just a large scale depicting Canterlots, the character animation, voice acting, music, a lot of elements that you have to consider that have to line up together, and then you have to make sure it keeps going for 50. This is a lot of elements. So one of the key elements that you have to get started is it's an idea. So what kind of ideas are you going to go with? In the case of Bright Eyes and Cloud, the idea was to do a remake of the project online that I did back in the days. And the idea that I had back in the days is, what if we did a thing about derby news during the Derby Gate? You probably remember around 2012, they decided to give us a little cameo of Derby. The internet exploded. And then I realized I would love to do something that is about Derby news because I had some kind of connection. The original idea that I had was, what if I just redid the scene from War Battle, but following more closely the original script and imitating things that just happened. Until I realized, like, could be fun, but it's also, like, I could do something more. I ended up doing a backstory. Having a deadline for a project sounds like a curse, and it is, but it's a very, very effective way to have a good idea of the scope and the project. If you know you're going to have to release it for August 2013, and you have 6 months, you won't do the same kind of project you would have if you for a year. So I say 6 months, but the animation process took me 4 months. So, and I meant about talking about this project.
There's a lot of cheering going on in the other room, guys.
Oh yeah, no, feel free to interrupt these. It's a very laid back panel where those guys don't feel any shame of interrupting me, so you shouldn't have to worry about it.
Something you just said was interesting. So how did you scope the project to the deadline?
Sort of. It really depends if it's for an event, or sometimes it's less of a deadline and more of I'm willing to put a year of my time in this project, and you have a good idea of what you're going to get. Sometimes it's more that you just expect it to be 8 minutes thing I still haven't fully figured out. I think the best way I do to compare if I'm there is to compare with the previous project if there's improvements. Because if you compare just with the original project, very, very stiff animation, just lots of shots of characters talking.
Yeah, there's the old one.
It worked back then. And just the idea of making a project where you tell yourself, I'm gonna give myself maybe a bit more time, but I'm gonna do something a bit more ambitious with the things I learned, all the things that make it more efficient. Sometimes you realize like a lot of the elements I did are all those things that I did that just didn't add to anything that I can just cut out because I get to learn to be better at it. So you have the idea for example, if you're telling yourself, I will do a project that's around 8 to 10 minutes that's going to be about derby moves. What you're going to have to do then is to work on a script. And I guess I can show right now just the idea that when we had the script for the fall self-insure. And if you look here, about 8 pages long. In my case, it really depends on the artist, but usually a page of script turns into 1 minute of animation. So you have to write a script, and you have all the events, all the lines of dialogue. You have character direction. You have a good idea, because the way it's formatted, you have a good idea. It's Princess Alessio, she says this line. Then you have Sunset, she says this line. And you have a good idea while you scroll. You have all the names of all the characters that are talking. Because at the same time as you're working on the script, you can have a good idea of what VAs you're going to get. If you realize, like, oh, I got a scene with Mo Dancer. She doesn't say a single word. You're not going to have to worry about casting someone. I don't have anything. You can say like, can you just say like, and just, that's it. And you realize you waste a lot of time while you could have just You're also going to notice you're going to have lots of revisions of scripts, lots of things that you're going to change. For example, had Zikora actually have dialogue missing out before I realized that she didn't really have anything that she needed to say. Your client.
So in those cases, one makes it decide to grab some minimal dialogue, just make more dialogue.
It depends on how you feel about it. One of the things that I keep telling myself that is it something that's worth fighting for? Because the idea of projects that you're going to have to make your own battles. You can't win every single battle. You've heard of lots of stories of directors who had very peculiar ideas that they had, and they alienated the whole crew just to try to get it done. Sometimes they would have actors just get the same line 100 times, and then realize that at a certain point it just gets diminishing because there's no way to make it better. Sometimes it's a cold status when you hear about directors very, very, very specific about their needs, and you realize that they're just jerks. So you have to pick your own battles, and usually when you pick your battles, you have to ask yourself, like, is the battle actually helping the story tell, or is it just a vanity project? There's a lot of times where I had to tell myself, this would be really cool to do, but this wouldn't help. For example, I had a couple of ideas of shots where the camera would just spin around the characters just to show that you could do it. Like, could spin around the characters. Those were really cool. They don't do anything for the plot. Yeah.
So if you had an extra month for your deadline, maybe you could.
Maybe, but then you realize that doesn't fit at all. Like, there's a shot where the camera spins, but with the connection to the plot. So that's why when you work on a script, you have to check how all of the events flow. I had some ideas from the next project involving Lunar Stars World, and I pitched it to someone until he told me, like, Starlight just straight up says the point of the story. Nostalgia can be poison. And you have those table readings where you just read the script and you look at how it flows and then you realize that's bad. I get what it was trying to do. That was the original idea all along, but it just doesn't fit what I had. And make a new draft. You gotta unlock it. There was voiceover that I also had during one of the sequences where I realized like that voiceover was just not fitting at all. That I had to cut. The latest version, I say latest version, but technically I added all the notes. The latest version of Project Underground Remake as a separate file, where the original scene at the end involved all the characters already knowing that that Derpy already saved the day. So just by her just arrived and she's already fully aware. And then I realized that doesn't work. And I had to rewrite it. And thankfully, I had to rewrite it during the production, but I knew at that point that the scene was feeling iffy. So I didn't start right away with that scene. And there's a bunch of movies where it happens. You have the director, as he's shooting, realize that one of the scenes that's later just doesn't fit. That's why, thankfully, with animation, one of the cool things is that you can get started on anything first. You don't have the live action equivalent because you realize like you have a location in a country where you have to shoot all the scenes that have to do with it, and then you're stuck with everything else. Because if you realize that your scene that you're not fully sure about is in that country, you'd be stuck. Sometimes you have movies where they reshoot a lot of things because of those mistakes. They try to catch it with green screen because that's all they could do. And the thing is that they add lots of look just because of that uncertainty. And that's why when you work on that script, you need to commit to the vision. You need to also commit to that time where you tell yourself this project is going to be very, very. It's going to take me a lot of my time in the next year. You're telling yourself like, am I willing? Am I looking at the script and telling myself, this is what I'm going to do on all my GCAPs for the next year and a half. This is a tough decision. That's just one of those things where you look at yourself and you second guess all your decisions. You're telling yourself, like, am I going to regret it in the future? And that's also why I keep telling people, like, this is okay, you're going to make mistakes. No project is ever perfect. It's better to make a project that's not perfect and to learn from it than to give up on the project entirely and just never release anything. Of all the things I can think, just for notice the iteration, all the mistakes I left, I can take many shots I can look at and tell myself, like, how had I even ever taken this route for good? But that's okay. We grow as people, we learn from those mistakes. It's just that you need to not make a mess and do a very stupid decision. You have to ask yourself, is this what is true? Talking about white chocolate.
So, that sounds like you would release something that you kind of know has some flaws in it, just so you can do the next one and correct the next one.
Somewhat, yes. I don't want it to sound like you're telling people, like, just give up on a project. Because we all know that a delayed project is eventually good and a rush project is horrible. It's not, I wouldn't go to that point. It's not that you're going to rush a project, it's just that at some point you have to realize that no matter what you're going to do, you're stuck with it. And all the things that you will have to add are basically resources for you. And it's not like we're in the fandom that's watching something that's perfect. All the animation errors is in G4. It's that. It's this incredible amount of errors that they left in. And we're fine. We are fine with those mistakes. On the time we make our mistakes, so let's talk about storyboards. my hard drive decided to act out. That's why we're doing it live. So this is the file structure just for practice of Thundercloud. Back in the days when it was called Project Remake, I would rename the file folder, but a lot of paths of the animation are absolute. So changing the name of the folder will screw up everything. So I did a couple of storyboard files, a couple of them because doing them as separate scenes would make it easier just to ingest. So, those.
So that one point before that is that when you realize that something doesn't flow right, something like how much of that is you looking at it and it just clicks versus something someone else says to you?
I want to say it's 50-50. I had a lot of time where someone just pointed out something that was just. I just looked at the whole thing was blank. It's the fact that I wouldn't notice. So here's the just a storyboard from the opening of Fridays and and you're going to notice it's very, very crude. And the point of making it very, very crude is that you don't have to be precious about it. It's something that if you have to make a decision later, if you realize like this shit doesn't flow well, I can get rid of it. Don't feel too bad about it. Anybody has a stopwatch or a phone with coding? So while we have this, let's open it up. File.
Yeah.
Got it?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, yep. So. I'm doing it with a mouse. You can do it with a mouse, it's fine. Tablets are good, but sometimes all you're gonna have to do is have a scene, have the character in that direction. Let's say the character is. You have the shot. And you click. Alright, time. Okay, 2 minutes. All I had is a shot where you have some character. Looks, turns. That's all I mean. 2 minutes is a lot of time, but it's nothing compared to the idea of having that shot fully animated and you get rid of it afterwards because you realize, oh, it doesn't flow with everything else. Something I've made as a mistake, or sort of, when I did Project Underground back in 2015, a lot of the shots I told myself, oh, just storyboard them because I'm not going to direct them to someone else. I have the scene in my head, and then I had to justify all the shots that begging to have a good idea of where the camera would be. Because we did have a lot of time, texture, and environment. And then was told at some point, like, you're gonna have a close-up of this shot of the background, this place. You're gonna have a good idea of where the camera's going to be. And you're gonna have to put all the details here. And I'm very glad I had that. I'm a bit salty I only had that in full, like 3/4 of the weekend. Was modeling it. It doesn't have to be a fully completed model. This one, there's a lot of mistakes I left in. For example, you can see here, there's a whole gap in the tower. Of course, there's no rendering, so very easy to just place the camera. Actually, I'm going to show you what one of those environment models look like. I hope my laptop's GPU or is it does help that it's a catalog model I had from a previous project that I had that I couldn't change on. Talking about Blender, while this loans, one very, very important thing you have to do when you start your project, you have to commit to a Blender version. Turns out that one of the things Blender has as a problem in its feature set is that they keep changing a couple of things, so the way that it renders scenes between versions changes. For example, with the cloud system that I had, the idea is that all the puffs of cloud would just merge together, kind of like mashed potatoes. They changed the behavior of one of their shaders that they needed to get rid of the feature. And I think the reason was that it was a hacked subsurface scaling system. Because the idea is that if you have a character that touches another character, you don't want the skin to look like it's melting together. And the problem is that they realized at some point that was the behavior. So they just got rid of that feature, but then goes through. So that's why if I look at my Blender versions, I have all of those. And there's a couple more that I haven't tested. Yep, and thankfully they're all available online. So if you need to revert, you can just get back the old version of the website. And they're not big, so.
So how often after you finish a project do you go back?
What do you mean by
finish, like you commit to a model, version number, you do that, during that time you come up with maybe 3 new version numbers, then you update after it's done and start the new one at that point. How often do you have to go back?
Time I really had to go back. Well, actually, I had 2 cases. One where I had to just use the old printer for a while because it wouldn't work the way it did. Another time was just curiosity. I wanted to tell myself, could I just do something better with all the previous tools to see like it was just me, if it was me getting better or just the tools getting better. And I ended up just building all the steps in Blender 2.17. Actually, Blender 2.17. Let me show you how bad it used to be. So Blender is now something you recommend to a lot of people as an animation software. I say now because the old version. So this is the old version of Blender. One of the behavior, if you want to select an object, you know how we usually just select with left click? Nope. Select with right click. It doesn't make any sense.
Can you change that?
I think you can, but that's not the default behavior, and unfortunately, I only come too late, so all my reflexes are just gone. Render time was terrible. saving by having to waste a lot of my efforts on that. So that's why I recommend people to have a good idea. I call that the vertical slice. Let me open up a shot. So in missing out, you had this. So in missing out, you had this scene. So in missing out, you had a scene where the golden library is projected as some kind of hologram. And a lot of the project depended on getting that right. And one of the ideas of that scene was, what if I had a bunch of projectors that project a photo on top of the surface? Because the whole idea is that it's projected from the images. And I was thinking that would be really cool. But I had to do a vertical slice just to prove that this could be done. And I remember back then, show you what I had.
You're still rendering the back, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Almost slower.
Has there ever been has there ever been an instance where you render where like you made cancer lot completely and then that came in useful in another project? Like could you reuse those models for other
Yeah.
projects?
Actually, you will notice this happening here. I ended up realizing the topology of the models is terrible because I made it back over a decade ago, back before I knew better. But if you squint a bit, those models look fine from a distance. So I ended up just reusing the It's not perfect because technically the tally, I was trying to find a place where to hit because I remember welding it after one of the alleys from a candlelight wedding. So a quick resilience overlooks from one of the windows that she's seeing when she's running. She's from that tower here. And she's overlooking those houses. So the view technically works, but it's a stretch.
So your idea or philosophy, I guess, to reuse when you can.
The best way I can describe it is to make a project easy for yourself. Like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. There's been a bunch of projects where I was looking at some ideas and realizing, you know, just reuse something. People are going to complain if I reuse something they built.
Have they?
That's something I can have in that folder. That was Oh yeah, I also have a folder of concept renders. Whenever you want to have a good idea of how things are going to look for the project. This one was done back when I was testing if this would render it or not. And the reason why I dropped Arnold for render is that it would take at least 20 minutes just to get this one. And then I realized that would mean I would need to render everything that, like, I was looking to have a budget render. And then I realized that the look I was looking for didn't match Arnold anyway, so. There was one of the tests with real-time rendering, just to get a good idea of the model I had. Sometimes just taking a render you have, you just render it, you Photoshop it, you character, you put some below, and you have a good idea of what this could look like. I did a lot for this one, just to get a good idea. I had some renders from Caterpillar, the way it was rendered, and back when it was still around. And I was really worried about some of the glows because the houses were supposed to Photoshop took out the background, just replace that. There's a couple of buildings actually from a distance are just cutouts, and you don't pay attention. And I knew that it would actually put the camera close to worry about it. Because I had some tests with the camera, just make sure that. Oh wait. There we go. So it was called projector test. I did that during the holidays. I was not even this laptop. I had a very, very crappy laptop that was a hand me down. And I just rendered it at very, very low res. Just to check out the volumetrics of the render, the surfaces. And that way I already had a good idea of what the look would be. And this was just at that point, it was a good idea of what to expect out of it. Some of the challenges. For example, if you look at the volumetrics, they have, they almost look like AI generated. Like they have that weird flicker. Ended up finding out a better technique to do those, the volumetric points. But just doing this test, stress tested, just helpful.
So you said you just mapped a flat image onto the other.
Basically, the whole idea is I had a model of the Golden Library built. So what I did is I placed some cameras in different places where I was like, okay, someone would take a photo. And since the position of the camera is always kept in memory, what you do is that you take the camera, you copy it to a different scene and then the same location. You replace it by a spotlight, and then you put a cover with the image. And what I did is that I put translucency. And the idea is that it then turned into the projector, project the image on top of the model. And then you just change the shaders of the model to just be pure white. And with pure white, just fully black in the background. And you can actually see just the render back. And then you have the wiggle to make it look like the projector is struggling and amazing. And I did that maybe 2 or 3 days. Like it was a very short time to get the proof of concept. I already had a lot of files I could actually reuse now. Let's see if I can find the old. That was back when I did tests, build tests of all the scenes. So I had some tests, for example, just making sure that the camera was right. So what I would do is, I say that to a lot of people, you don't edit your animated project at the end of the production, you edit it while you're working on it. So I had a full build. So I had, for example, this whole build of this whole build is pretty much just all the scenes that were rendered at the time. Because sometimes they're gonna have some scenes that fully render while everything else is still pre-prod. In my case, it's mostly just that the render time is so all the time to find that you can actually get something done, just use it. It's one of those things where you realize I have to commit to what I built because when you render, it's a final render. And that way you can also have a good idea what your shots next to it and where it look like.
So what do you mean by build? Is that just everything you have ready stuff?
Yep.
Even if there's like spaces in between that have to be.
Usually what you do is that if you're going to have spaces in between, fill it with a storyboard. What I do is that I'm going to have the, for example, Clean glass, and but it just look like those frames. It's not shaded. It's not. You don't have to actually have the shading for that. And one of the stories I can think of that relate to that. Remember, have you seen the movie Cats? About cats. So Tom Hooper got into a lot of trouble because the idea is that you have artists showing play glass and what the size will are, just to see if the actors and the firm would actually follow the actors and all the animation would follow. And you would look at that and say, what? I'm not gonna say the F word, but what the F word is this thing? And then it bullied the animation team to fully render everything. It's a simple play glass. They wasted so much time in the VFX crew.
This is the Cats movie.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And that's probably why you're seeing story about hands that show up like this. Because a lot of the VFX was unfinished and they had to actually patch the movie afterwards. And you can see that with YouTube. You don't have to feature it, just stop the video. And the whole idea is that with those play glass, you have a good idea what the scene is going to play like. What they do also, whenever they do, have you heard about the Minecraft movie leaks? So recently, when a Minecraft movie came out, some people said, you know, I'm not going to go to the theaters, I'm just going to find a camera or something. And they found that someone leaked a Word print with unfinished special effects. And usually, those prints are actually showed whenever you have a test audience. You're going to show people like this is an unfinished version of the movie. You have a good idea what this is going to look like. Instead of just fully rendering the whole thing and then asking questions. It's a good idea too to get a good idea of the scale of the things that are left to make for the movie. So whenever I had those old builds, sometimes I would have a full build in this one, or have.
So play glass is like in between storyboard and final version.
Yep. The thing of play glass, like just a screen recording of video port in 3D. Actually, Tubu also has a feature. You have, for example, this comes out straight off Tubu. I have a good idea of the layout, and I have a good idea of what the scene plays like. It's very good if you want to see continuity because sometimes you have to focus on a very, very important detail of character animation, and then realize that people are not looking at it because the idea is that people follow through what happened in the previous shot. So you want to have a good idea of continuity. But whenever you do storyboards, for example, if you look back at you have this scene, the continuity I wanted to have with Celestia would be on the left, on the high and derby, and then you have derby on the side, and then cut to another shot where you keep sort of the same continuity, so I know exactly which you don't want to do. For example, they say when breaking the 180 roof, and you don't want to do that. Storyboards are a good way to prevent that. Play glass are also a very good way to get a good idea of where the attention is going and how the image will flow. Because sometimes you also going to notice a shot that feels, you look at it like you keep moving, it feels wrong until you actually put it in the text and just flow. You don't have to worry about wasting your efforts trying to do something that's not even a problem. So.
So when you started out, did you do projects where you skipped the storyboarding phase entirely? Did you just try to build it chronologically, like?
That's literally what Neural Project Underlove was like. And if I go back. For that one, it was somewhat easy. For that one, it was somewhat easy like them, like I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna have a shot of the two at the hospital, and Armand feels sad. Then I'm cut to another scene at with the doctor, basically telling the same thing again. And a lot of those shots are pretty much just disconnected shots that don't have to line up with each other. If you do, for example, a multi-animator project, and it's kind of some kind of mythology, or for example, solidarity, a lot of the things that were there were pretty much just people just making their own thing, just one of them. You can do that, but if you're going to have a story-driven thing that has very a big emphasis on continuity, for this one, for example, a lot of it was just narration tied together. But if you had a scene where two characters would talk, storyboarding would just be so more effective. And I say that because in storyboards, if you have a scene where you have people talking, I have an idea right here. Like, I have those two characters that I'm going to have editing, and then we're going to cut, and then have a shot where I don't have to worry about Celestia at all. I don't have to worry about Celestia at all. So, and I have a good idea of how many shots we're going to have to lip sync, because if a character is speaking off screen, I have no reason to actually animate that. I don't want to make a mistake animating a character, then placing a camera, realizing, oh, I'm not looking at the character. And for example, for this, I had a segment where the idea was that the aspect ratio would change. So just being able to preview it with the fact that Flash has a feature to do that helped me a lot. At that point, I knew, okay, this looks good. This actually fits the vision I had, instead of trying to do something while the production is going, and realize I'm like wasted my time trying to do something that worked in my head, because sometimes it's going to work in your head because you don't look at it linearly. And the problem is that movies are looked at linearly, and that's usually because your vision of things, you just shift around back and forth, and you're not supposed to do that in movies, at least not with the linear manner of video playback. So. Oh, postmortem. You're going to have, at the end of the project, you're going to notice you made a lot of mistakes. If I look, for example, at Luna's determination, let me just show you a couple of the shots first. Here. Some of the shots turn out great, and some of them, if you... For example, the opening shots, the idea of... it actually worked with the vision, but then you look at the later scenes where you have the background, and then you realize like some of the details of the background just don't line up for a good here. There's a shot a bit later where you have there we go. So you have Luna who's basically just raising, she's lowering the moon, and then you notice that the shadows of that come from the moon, they kind of wiggle in a weird way, like they look messy, and part of it is because I rendered two separate elements. The light came from a different camera than the rest, all because I made the mistake of forgetting to lock the camera. And I say that because I made the mistake so many times. It's not as bad in 2D, because in 2D it's flat, it can just refocus, but in 3D, the moment you slightly change it, everything is going to be fine. Some of the backgrounds I made them very quickly, so you're going to notice that the sky is missing with some reflections, or the focus is wrong. Like I forgot to also set the roughness, so it looks like a perfect mirror. I have a shot that people can point at here. So you have Starstone teaching Luna how to lift the bell. And then kind of just jumps, just because I did. And part of it is because the deadline I set myself for was Nightmare Nights 2017, the last one. And I didn't think of accounting for that and to focus on that. So I wasted a lot of time and you actually feel like a crown is actually a physical piece, just by the fact that it's just by the fact it's a 3D model. But the fact that it was a 3D model made it that Celestia would take forever to render. And while I was planning the project, I had to realize like I'm gonna have to cut all the shots where she's not necessary. So a lot of the shots are from her point of view looking at something. And I realized like, that's a good idea, but I should have planned it ahead of time because some of the shots don't do that. Some of the shots were really noisy because around the time I was very running low on resources. I had to outsource some of the renders actually because of just the sheer amount of reflections. Some of the shots were able to blow on a horn all along. Like it tracks, but it also slips. So I had to figure out a different solution to do the horn. It was a good first time to do because that was my first time actually trying to. And looking back, doing a whole 11-minute long project into New straight away was a big mistake. Then you have the beginning of harmony. This project was also kind of a mess because I had a lot of different softwares trying to work together. For example, this was rendered in Minty, and then this was rendered in Arnold. Go back to Arnold, and then this is Arnold, followed by, and it's pretty crazy, the art outside is technically an Arnold render. It's projected on a viewport render. So you're going to notice, if you're paying a bit of attention, you're going to notice some textures stretching. I'm trying to cover with some depth of field and trying to hide by just making it very, very, very bright. And then I had to try to make the, like for example, you can see here the line is just done because the tower here is obstructing the view. And then you cut to the proper render that's actually not dealing with those problems. You have this shot here where it's baked to texture. The idea with baking to texture is that you have the light, you paint the light on the texture of the model so the light is stuck in. But then I realized I needed to add some snow. I had to bake the light for the snow as well, so the snow doesn't actually cast shadows in the model. It's just lined properly so you don't notice it. The colors are all off because I realized too late that I didn't have any direction for how I would do colors. So I had to basically fight with sliders to try to get them something kind of look like what I had in mind. And I had to realize too late that this is the way you have to plan it ahead.
Oh, I have a question. So at what project do you think you had your workflow down pat, or are you still trying to find the best way to get from one place to another? And what's the overview of like the timeline of like starting from the storyboard to the final like rendering and everything?
I want to say the closest I got was probably Missing Out. Even though Missing Out had lots of changes during the production as well. It's also the one where we finally figured out the tool to build it. Missing Out was one of the things I love to do is 3D integration of 2D characters. But that's in one project where I was like, I couldn't build a tool to make my life easier. And I built a tool, and yes, I can show you the tech demo I made. Also, vertical slice. So I built a tool and
Not to check if you read this, huh?
oh yeah, actually, there we go. It doesn't look the worst, but you're gonna notice like some of the aspects, like the lamppost. For some reason, I thought just having flat images of them would seem easier, but they look like they stick out like a sore thumb. I recall correctly, I tried to use depth of field to blur it so people would notice. Those towers, the perspective is completely wrong, but I didn't do any better. Oh yeah, it's actually the right version. It's the right version, but I don't have the so I have the script. The idea with the script is that oh, we go. There we go. So it's called a tool called Penumbra, and all I do with Penumbra is that it's a way to sync up a camera between Toon Boom and Blender. So I wouldn't have to do it manually. And for a long time, I didn't even really realize that that was a thing you could do. It works with a JSON. JSON, think of it like a manifest file. Basically, you have the list of coordinates for the camera, the rotation, and also the scale for some reason. It's to move the computer. But the idea is that it reads all those coordinates. I can just have the camera one from the scene to Boom, and I can just export it to Blender. So I can just render the background in Blender and the character animation well, basically character animation to Boom, just line them up. And the fact that I got that tool with production so much easier because just the idea that I wouldn't have to try to do weird tricks just to make it work. And I'm very glad I got to figure it out early in production, early in pre-production, because the original plan that I had was to build a set of the Golden Loaf library and the surroundings, and all I knew with surrounding was just a flash picture of the depth extruded, where the render for Ponyville would just be just painted on, and you'd have to be stuck with static lighting. I don't think even the grass could work, like the grass would be stuck in positions. Trying to figure out a way to get depth out of it was a nightmare. And just figuring out a tool for that. Thankfully was part of it just came out from people just being help with that. Just giving me advice, just the fact that I could do that way was just helped a lot. And it ended up just reusing that for brightness and depth on clouds. The idea that I didn't realize I could just plug it with a shape node, and then you have a camera that can look like a steady cam. And then you have scenes where you can actually have Turkey fly and then follow the character animation, making it so much easier. And it's kind of iterative, like the idea that they picked this from a previous project they grew up on. For this project, I figured out a way to improve the way that it caches the frames, make it better. And it's my third project that uses that tool. The expertise I got from EV was also very helpful because EV, they actually improved the software sets, but they actually had just figured out a way to light scenes for render that works in real time. Because one of the limitations of EV that I figured out very early is there's only 128 light sources you can have. And I say 128, but not all of them are going to cast shadows. And the thing is that I was counting all the houses in Ponyville. There was 300. So I was thinking, okay, I get houses, I get light sources in those 300 houses. So what am I going to do? And then I realized I could actually have an emissive shader for the interior and actually have it below and use, they call it SSGI. It's a very hacky way to have some kind of global illumination by making reflection with screen space. So you have the glow, it would actually glow the side of the wall of the houses, and then it would glow a bit on the next houses.
So the window
that it also applies to the projects. Like, I got myself a gimbal for vlogs, and I can use that now for short film because I've learned while doing vlogs that all the problems I have with the gimbal. When I try to do, for example, a smooth pan, it snaps. So I had to figure out a way to avoid that. So lots of practice. I figured out just a better way to handle the camera. Other than low light, you're gonna take like this. Like, what's the best way to make footage look good with a very small sensor? So a lot of it just came down to me not having access to a big camera. I've been through projects with people that just decided like I'm gonna spend $10,000 to make a big project, but I'm not gonna do the first steps on smaller scales. And then you realize that while you're shooting, that everything just doesn't work just because you don't have that experience in having to work with small things. You don't really know how to utilize or how to fix those problems.
So that's a bit like trying to do a whole day without doing storyboarding.
I've had some one project at some point. It was talking with the director. He was showing the boards he had, and looking at it, I knew right away people are breaking the wood very bad. Like, you put the camera on 4 corners to film a dialogue conversation, and you do 2 characters. And I was thinking, like, you can make it simpler. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to do that. And just the fact that they could spot it ahead of time instead of being on set and then it just puts the camera and doesn't tell me anything, it just shoots the actor. And he gets back footage, he has to edit it to something that's consistent. It's also good to choose storyboard because you get to visualize better things in your head afterwards. The idea of visualizing your head is very powerful because I was filming for the SVAC episode 4 for Wildlands, and we had to shoot very quickly short skit involving all the our characters. Just basically the idea was that one of them thought that Plushie was running after him, and I had to figure out like this is the layout for the hotel. What how am I gonna shoot some of those scenes? What do I need? Because sometimes they're gonna have a scene where you have a character that's reacting to something in the distance that you're gonna shoot the next day. And sometimes you're gonna have scenes that are shot months apart and you have to keep them together. So just the idea of being able to pre-visualize it in your head through all that experience helps a lot. Also, I didn't cross over my time, so I don't know what's next, and I don't want to change it. If you have any last minute question, why don't you take it or I troll this?
I think I come to you with that. Apologize, everyone.
No problem. It's a conversation we have. You know, it's nice to talk with people together to see what they want and what they need. Like, if I just talk about my stuff without knowing what other people want to do, it's like I'm talking about my experience mostly just because it's the one I know. I could talk about other directors, but I couldn't talk in a way that with all the clarity, all the knowledge that they have. Like, I couldn't talk about the production of Star Wars, but I'm not George Lucas. He knows a bit better than me, but he's done more. I think. Some people think that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he made $4 billion. He knows what he's doing. So later today, I'm doing a pony tube with a couple of friends at 7 in the Loser Hall.
Well, that was for sure an insightful panel. Let me know what you guys' favorite part was. A lot of insights. We may not be. I can't say, but that was fun. All right, let's see where we're going. Where are we going?
Oh, we'll meet here?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys hang down here and let him build some stuff?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, what do we do now? Alright guys, while we wait for any further future destinations, I'm just gonna go explore type thing. Ooh. I think we got a giant Discord right here. That is a giant Discord floor. That is so cool. Is that Discord? That looks like Discord, unless it's the Phantom character Eris, but that looks like Discord. I'm betting on money that's Discord. Hello. Wait, no, that didn't say. That's actually not Discord. That is Isla. Is that the Phantom character Eris from what was the audio drama? Element of Kindness, maybe? Yeah, that might be it. Hello, giant Eris, how you doing? So, good day. Good day, Mistress or Lady of Chaos. Actually, I'm gonna get a picture, guys. Hold on. Okay, what's that? Here, take a look at this giant billboard stuff. Alright. Every Northwest room party. Room number time Friday, okay?
carrying a bag of
Burning Maze. That reminds me of a Charles Apollo book I read recently. The Squid Game competition. I haven't even seen Squid Game, guys. I'll admit that. I haven't seen Squid Game. I'm into object shows and all that, reality TV, but I just didn't get into that for some reason. Never watched it. Should I? Let me know in the comments below. Equestria Boys. Nice. Presents the British Tea Party. Not again! Oh man, you're gonna get it. Alright, a Brony military, BABScon 25. Okay. Josh Scorcher might be there maybe, if he's there. Should I apologize for that? If I ever see Josh Scorcher, should I apologize for that first defense video? Should I apologize for that video? I should. I'll probably do that if I ever see him. Twitch truck. Okay. I don't have a Twitch account. Night Haze, Lyra. My friends, and Booze, Berry too. Is there any pony stuff in this store? Let's see. This is mostly non-pony stuff. Huh? Oh, I'm just exploring. Ooh, that looks cute. Cute. Mermaid. Doggy! Hi, puppy. Puppy, that is a nice puppy. Puppy. Stuffed animal puppy. Puppy. Anyway.
The right side is the first shelf.
Baby Yoda, of course. Superman! I'm so excited for James Gunn's Superman coming out this summer. Yeah, I'll admit it, I'm hyped for the DCU. Sue me. Anyways. Alcatraz. Okay. And these are most definitely not toys. Anyway. Okay, this seems to be the only store that doesn't have ponies. We have pony stuff with a couple of exceptions. Okay. This bag might be full of puppies. I want that bag. Ooh, these are some cool hats. Since San Francisco, California. Ooh, okay. Let me take a look at these. California. I can't read cursive. San Francisco, California. Yay! San Francisco, California. Giants. I'm not a sports person, but hey, cool shirts. Yeah, today might be more of a leisure day when it comes to these vlogs. There doesn't seem to be as many interesting events as there was yesterday. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Might be more of a leisure explorer day, in which case, you know what? That's valid. That's valid. I can't keep ourselves busy all day. Have you seen the duration of the last video? That's cool. Sunny! Wait, that is not Sunny. That is Scootaloo. It looks so similar. Except for the Rainbow Mane and the Alicorn Powers, of course.
I love how.
Final strength, maybe? No, that's shiny armor. That's shiny armor. And Princess Cadence. And Princess Shimmer. Okay. Okay, I messed up. Yep. Okay, what about this thing I was looking at before? Title bout Smash Ultimate. I'm just trying to say it. Tournament finals on the main stage. Ooh, yeah. Barnyard Bumble. Okay, these seem like gaming events. Interesting. Giant Peninsula. I go in there. I was just there though. Here I am, wandering aimlessly. What did you do? Oh. There's BABScon MLP, whatever the name is. Go Plushie. Burpee! Yes, that is good burpee. Alright. And there's that Luna again. I have that Luna at home actually. I do. In fact, I got multi-Lunas, but I keep losing them. Excuse me? Ooh.
It smells like burning rubber. There we go. Light's just a little bit softer. Awesome.
Getting this dingy bat, flutter bat. Where am I? Must have gotten it from the vendor. Another Luna. Ooh, that Luna is so. That Luna is so cool. Where'd you get it? Okay, he didn't hear that second question. Anyway. Oh, Starlight's character arc shows that real forgiveness is.
It's what do you think? It's the concept.
Yeah, I'll admit, Starlight. Starlight's motivation may have been kind of half big, but she did have a good redemption. She did. I just think they didn't know what to do with her afterwards. Until season 7, maybe. But yeah, she had a really good redemption. That was a very emotional scene. Might be a video thumbnail or something. I don't know. Trying to make friends. Oh, so these are the advertisements Pony for Hire was talking about right there. Huh. What do you know? Glad I got help with that. Huh? Trixie trope? That might be worth looking into. Ultrasonic Rain Boom. Hey! I know he comments on my videos sometimes, and he's subscribed to my channel. Ultrasonic Rain Boom. If you're watching this vlog video right now, I found a card advertising your channel. So special shout out to you, I guess. Okay, this is a funny one. ACLP film. Oh yeah. So a lot of these are channel shout outs. Interesting. I know there's a lot of Scooter Trick Studios. Okay. Yeah, okay. Hoop Social offers you textiling, avatar decors, vibrant community, pony emojis, and more. Is that a Discord thing? Looks like a Discord thing. MLP Arts. Huh? Let me look at that. The Art of the Pony. Aspiring voice actor and singer inspired by the Frederick Magic. Might be worth looking into.
There's something interesting. And I'm
LP forums. Hey, I frequented LP forums in the past. I don't anymore for some reason, but my channel, not my channel, my account might be still there. Do you guys think it's worth advertising my videos on theirs again? I know I did back when G5 was, actually still alive officially, but I think it might be worth going back there again. I don't know. Ponified Everdell. Send your ponies off to gather resources to build iconic buildings and invite people to live near town. Oh, okay. Okay, we're going to the vendor hall. I want to buy a lot of stuff there, guys. I know I bought a Misty earlier. Okay, where'd it go? Man, what a line, huh? Well, it'll be worth it once we get in. Take a look at some of these. Okay, that's Evergreen Northwest. I want to go there. Okay, we can't get into the vendor yet. Wait. Spider-Man Applejack, the chip we didn't know we needed.
It's the craziest crap shit you've ever heard.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, we're doing this again. We got some time. See if we can actually get in this time. Alright. Doing it again. Okay. Sweetie Belle. Okay. Now we wait. We're going in. Okay. We're back in. Alright, now I'm gonna go look around. Burning Maid. Ooh, look at all of this stuff. Ooh. Have you guys ever wondered what pony heaven looks like? Yeah, this is it. Ooh, look at that. SFW or look up tips. Okay. Yeah. I don't do any sort of joke on this channel, but woo! Look at that statue. There's Dip with socks. Oh, that's adorable. Izzy with a fuzzball on her horn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, here's something I didn't see earlier. A giant autumn blaze with another autumn blaze.
Like, thank you so
Piggybacking on top of her.
I mean, it's rocket
I love
stuff,
it.
and he cares about rocket.
Might be too big to fit in the suitcase, but
That makes sense.
I'll think about it. Alright, excuse me. Yeah, sorry, that's okay. Yeah, tough room here. Alright. Okay. Okay, guys. I found something here that I think you guys will like. If I can get in here. Right. A lunar Republic flag. Oh, wouldn't it be so cool for me to have that in my video? I think it would. What do you guys think? That looks perfect for me. Should I get that before I leave? I should maybe. It depends if it'll fit. Ooh, Plushie! Okay, I'm in Plushie heaven now. All right. Ooh, look at all of that. I'm in Plushie heaven now. Ooh, tip. Ooh. Oh, that tip and that pose is so adorable.
We have them all in the pose as well.
Yeah. Really? Cool. Ooh, look at these.
Look at about 120.
180.
Yeah, they were 180.
180? All right, thank you. Cool. All right, right. In the costume contest, be back after. Okay, fine, do that way. Anyway. Pony life.
So yeah, that's my backstock.
Hold on. Don't make me watch Pony Life, guys. Please. Anyway.
I don't have the audio.
Sunny! Ooh.
Excuse us. Yeah, this one made.
Yeah, of course. Alright. Ooh, look at this roster. The art style is so cool too. Look at those. Yeah, this is what I call a pony book. Anyway. Alright. This art wall is so cool.
Were those all from?
Look at all these.
So set them all down.
Can I get a spot where I can let it linger? Yeah, I love this so much. Alright. I knew there was a figurine stand in somewhere. Where did I find that? Guys?
I'm told if I can take
Excuse me. Thank you.
swing around in like 20 minutes just go check out stuff.
Oh, really hard holding the camera recording while trying to squeeze past people. Interesting. This is a figurine stand. I'm talking like Jack Black Steve now. Okay. This is a figurine stand. They restore figurines into the means for. Alright, look, and they even sell them too. Lots of stuff I don't have. I might consider getting some of these, maybe not. I don't know. But I love figurines. Alright, let's take a spot to look at some of these. There you go. This stuff is that. Hopefully, we got both generation from the Switch right here. Yeah, record, please. Ooh, look at that art. I think something's on Drippy Girl. Sorry. Cool. Okay, that's Ida and Angel Dust. Yeah, I watched that one. Oh, Emily and Lou. That's the pedals. Opening and Misty. That's it. Sunny. I knew I saw that Sunny image from somewhere. I knew I saw it. Drippy Girl, maybe. There's the figurine thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. Ooh, Hitch is rocking though. Okay.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Alright. Let's wait till she's Cozy Glow.
Did you
they-
say you had a toy like
I have a Cozy Glow Foster Home customers. I don't need that. But
Okay,
what I
I
do
understand.
need. Okay, there was a tip that I really like. I gotta wait for her to move. Okay, I'll just don't mind. Alright. Ooh, this tip is so cool. I don't have one with these wings. That is. We just bought the pip and the zip. I'll show you guys later. But right now, I'm looking for more stuff because I'm planning on going on a shopping spree, guys. No one's gonna stop me.
And they did this book. That is the one book,
Okay.
one of the few.
Where was it?
Yeah.
325-dimensional baggage,
Because I see them almost every con.
Also, Green Princess. Love it. Okay, I think I'm wandering aimlessly. Oh, I'll tell you guys if I get any more stuff. Okay. Guys, I think I spent too long in the vendor place. I missed the comics panel. No. Okay, well. Okay, moving on. Sure, there's something else I can do, but man, I was really looking forward to that panel. Oh well. Curse me, my obsession for toys. All right. Going back to the hotel room now.
With all the fursuits around, I thought it was a bird convention.
So you guys here for an archive?
Yeah.
Guys, Minecraft movie, come on.
Yes! I missed it. I want to see it.
There's a panel right afterwards. Did they do the funny thing? Where'd he go? Oh no. I bet it didn't sync. I have the same thing. Okay, so for those wondering, I use SyncThing to sync things between multiple computers. It's really great. But it only works if the computer's turned on. And I did all the presentation at home, and then I turned the computer off and I walked away. It is currently sitting on my hard drive, and the sitting on the array. No, that's gonna take me It's archived like 7 times over, but because of the way I do things, I can't pull it up really quickly. Give us a moment, we're trying to get a Google Slides.
Let's see, look into this. And there are many other ways you could have content disappear apart from using your Google account. For example, creators could just leave and delete their content. It's just very common with common stuff.
I mean, I think the most common at this point is just YouTube randomly deciding to delete things.
So that is YouTube randomly deciding to delete things. And sometimes they randomly delete things. So that's very sad. Okay, well, what can we do about it? Well, it's up to you to make sure this doesn't happen.
If you like something, download it. That's basically the gist of this panel. That's it. We're done now.
Here, if you need an illustrative example of what happens if you don't download the stuff you like.
Ouch.
Every year, my
Number 39 was my favorite.
Was.
Now, sometimes, if this happens, you can just take the video ID and look it up. And maybe find the content. So, how do we find stuff? There's many resources out there.
Well, we have archive.org. We have Pony Archive, which has multiple forms of quick search, although the warp is currently down for maintenance. Hoban.stream search engine is currently running. Pony Archive has a community Discord where there are people much more knowledgeable than myself on what's actually in the archive. I just host it. I don't actually pay attention at this point.
And there's actually a site which is not mentioned here. I don't know what the name of it is, but if you look up something for deleted YouTube videos, look up. There's a site that combines many other sites, including Habuna and the TPA. So that's really good for looking for stuff.
There's also Dessous Archive for the MLP threads. Can we get a rip for that one? Mares?
What?
Okay, that's great and all if the stuff is on there, but how do we get the stuff on there? There's many cool tools out there that we can use. The most important one is YTDLP, which is this command line utility that downloads pretty much every site there is.
I also wanted to say that you can ask questions during the panel at any time. Just raise your hand and I'll pick you. It's fine.
Yeah,
I like it being interactive.
We are kind of having organizational issues anyway, so we are happy for you to just yell and ask about the word. Alright, the next tool is Habuna, which is something I made. This tool takes the archives you made with YouTube DLP and turns them into a website you can browse. So this is nice for getting an overview of stuff and sharing the archive stuff.
Right, a GUI or an easier to digest version. Nice.
So then there's a tool called Everything, which is a tool that instantly searches through all of your files. So that's awesome if you have a bunch of downloads, a bunch of random folders, a bunch of projects. You need to find something somebody made while they were deleted. That's awesome.
It's so much better than built-in Windows search.
Built-in Windows search.
Everything's better than that. I mean, not everything, yeah, like everything.
Oh, it'd be great. There's options. Oh wait.
Okay, so how can you use this YTDLP thing? I made some cool scripts you can use, which you can see there. So that's if you want to do it command line. It takes care of all the metadata stuff, so you can preserve things as well as possible, automate things, and also use them for the other thing. There's also tube archivists, which requires you to set some things up, but provides a front end, which might be nicer to use. And then there's also YTDLG, which is a GUI for YTDLP, so you can click the buttons and things, and it's easy.
I would like to mention that there's multiple YouTube DLGs now. Some of them work and some of them don't, as of about 2 months ago. So if you download one and it doesn't work, don't give up, just grab the next one. It probably does. You can always see on the issues tab of GitHub, YouTube DLP changed something about 3 months ago, and now it's caught up.
All in the name of the ads.
Yeah. So another site to mention, which is not on here, is cobalt.tools, which is this kind of like a YouTube MP3 type thing. It's the nicest one there is out of the web things. So if you just quickly need to grab something on your phone, want to make sure it's archived at least a little bit, then that's a great section.
Could you spell that?
COBALT.tools. Maybe we can wait a little bit. So we can't do the demo because the demo relies on my Steam Deck with Windows VM, so...
Oh, that's true.
Demo time, you can set it up yourself and demo it to yourself. Okay, so... I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is like teaching you how to set up the YTDLG stuff, but you can look at the slides if you want to. This is meant to be connected to the demos and stuff.
Yeah, these are all meant to be connected to demos, but because I am very ill prepared, I am both tired and ill prepared. I'd like to only be one of those at a time.
Is there a place where we can find the slides?
Is there a place where you can find the slides?
Yes,
So
I can post them anywhere.
Yes, and also there's this same talk for the slides is on youtube.com/ponies. So if you go there, you can find the panel recording for an older version of this panel.
That's, yeah, I see that.
So these are all prices.
It is no longer that cheap and or that expensive, depending on which day you look at it.
Yeah. Fluctuate.
If you need to store the videos and stuff, you should check out this prices site.
Disc price.
I also recommend serverpartdeals.com if you live in the States.
Even if you don't live in the States, sometimes server part deals is just worth it, even if they import stuff, so.
Tape recording for additional backups?
Do what?
Tape recording for additional backups.
Tape recording for additional backups.
LTO.
I was gonna get to that.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's fine. Like I said, I'm ill prepared. I did a whole slide deck, and it's not with me because it's at home on my computer, and I didn't realize it didn't get copied over here in time. I turned this computer on, I left it on for an hour thinking everything would sync. It's missing some things. Okay, so now we're running blind. Who here has questions first? Unless you want to talk about the tape first.
It comes data slide.
They're searching on your drive for all the items, like, you know, that everything thing that showed up earlier.
Yes.
But what about if you have doubles? The thing that truly consumes a lot of your storage.
Deduplication.
Deduplication, from my experience, it doesn't really take up that much space. There are tools to deal with that, and you can also make ZFS deal with that. But from my experience, the amount it takes up is so little, it's usually not worth the disadvantages of running deduplication and stuff.
But what if you want to install Call of Duty?
So I did recently find out that you can get a 2 terabyte external hard drive from Walmart for $70. I mean, it's not a great price per terabyte, but like it is cheap and it will store a lot of stuff.
So I had the sheer horror of hearing one of my hard drives click. How can I prevent it from happening?
how can you prevent the hard drive from clicking? Well, the only way is to buy more drives. It doesn't matter what kind of drives you buy, even if they're the best enterprise grade drives, they are going to fail. So having like really bad drives, but with a backup is so much better.
Than having only good drives. You could have 17 good drives in an array and wake up the next morning with 14 drives in a good array and a panic. I've done that before.
I was there.
So
Twice.
buy the cheapest drives if it means you can get more and do backups.
In the back.
Is there like a time window when you should replace your drives? Because I know they get old and stuff breaks down and stuff like that. But like, do you have a time window?
I run Z+, and my business infrastructure, Z+, and the Pony Archive operate on the same principle. We try to keep all of our main array drives younger than 3 years runtime. All of our secondaries are typically younger than 7 years. Anything that is older than 7 years, we just use it until it doesn't work anymore. And I typically relegate those type of drives to my business section where we do ultra cheap storage. I actually offer storage at $2 per terabyte per month without any egress fees or in and out, which is cheap, but I am very upfront that data is stored on drives that are old.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I recommend looking up Backblaze drive statistics. They have really good data on a lot of different drives, on how often they fail, when they fail, how they work, and so on. So definitely look up Backblaze.
Backblaze.
The Backblaze, the drive statistics is how I came across and made my decision for our drive ages.
Make sure the model numbers match on the Backblaze because they can swap out the product and keep the same marketing name, and it's going to be a different drive.
So I haven't bought a drive that they've actually used in ages. I just know from looking at the statistics that I can tell that they start to fail at around 5 years. And so if I can see that in their statistics across a bunch of drives, I'm just going to assume that I can skip that problem. Okay, so I know someone asked about tape backup. The Pony Archive recently got a very good deal on eBay for an LTO-8 tape drive system, which means we can now put the entire archive on 6 tapes. So eventually, in a few months, the archive will be purchasable, not by the content, but you're just going to pay for the tapes. This will allow anyone, anywhere, to have an entire copy of the archive for whatever reason they want.
Where can that be purchased?
So it will I'll probably end up having it at some convention. Although you can always contact me. This isn't necessarily the only way to get the archive. If you have internet and a drive array at home, you can just download it. I offer it right up over rsync.
Who are you?
I'm Zizzy. The Discord, the community Discord is at the bottom of the Pony Archives website.
How big is the archive right now?
Do what?
How big the archive now is?
It got smaller.
Oh.
Nothing bad happened. We didn't lose any data. I just happened to find 12 terabytes of duplicates hidden in a folder.
What?
It happens. That's just how big our arrays are. It's like, oh, that's 12 terabytes. Oh, that's a duplicate. Move to deletion.
What is the manufacturer of your LTO drive? Because I know that different manufacturers
I managed to get a very nice quantum drive that's branded by HP.
Oh, okay.
Also, to answer your question about the actual size of the archive, I haven't nailed down the final size because I've been deduplicating and moving folders around and reorganizing the entire structure over the past few months. It's been a slow process of doing that. In that process, we now have triple copies of the data. We will be moving back down to a single copy temporarily until we can set up drives into a different drive name. But as far as I'm aware, the archive is currently sitting at just Pony, nothing furry related, and just Pony or any other projects is about 65 or 70 terabytes, somewhere around there. Our previous count was about 110, but I went through, and for those of you who know that the Pony Archive used to archive other MLP boards, our /K archive of old YouTube videos and stuff, that one is approximately about 10 terabytes. We also store a lot of science tubers, and that's about 4 terabytes. So any of you who are fans of Nile Red, explosions and iron.
Oh yeah.
You have a question.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if there's a good way to mirror something like SU Archive, where you just scrape the site.
I actually know the owners of Dessous Archive. They would happily give you a mirror if you reach out to them. They do a really good job. They really don't want people scraping the site because they use the same software or very similar software as what 4chan uses. And each page you scrape is more CPU cycles and it's harder on them. So they would be more than happy to just give you straight download links.
So how expensive are the tape drives?
So the tapes themselves are about $50 for a 12 terabyte tape. If you use compression on the tape, you can get up to 18 terabytes on the tape. Video and stuff, what we do is not compressible. You're better off leaving the compression off. This makes the tape readable by a wider selection of drives by leaving the compression turned off. Price per terabyte, the LTO8 tapes are twice as efficient as our LTO6. We actually have 2 tape discs. We had an LTO6 that was donated by a very lovely member of our community. And our LTO8, I spotted it on eBay. And I said, let's go gambling! So I messaged the eBay seller. It was listed for a price that was too good to be true, and I messaged the eBay seller like, what is wrong with it? They're like, I don't know, we just got it in for recycling. We was gonna throw it away, but we decided to put it up on eBay, and I'm like, okay. Does your return policy cover it? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I'm very upfront with our costs. Anyone can ask what it costs to run the archive. I think my current running cost is like $860 a month for a lot of electricity.
So I just remembered something that is probably good to bring up right now. At the moment, YouTube is very much not happy with people scraping the site and is implementing many measures to block it. So something important to keep in mind when using YTDLP is to make sure that the videos download and that they download in good quality. Because something YouTube is doing right now is if you don't pass the bot checks, you don't have cookies, so on, they let you download the video for 360p. So keep that in mind.
We hate AI in archival. Like, the AI has just made it so terrible. It really has. Also, if OpenAI suddenly comes out with like a pony video generator that's just fantastic, That's because they managed to scrounge up like 60 terabytes of the Pony archive. I wondered why my internet was slow.
We should sell them the LTO tapes.
That's actually a really good idea. Funding the archive, knowing full well that they've already got it, and just letting them duplicate the data themselves.
Maybe we can go back to the not duplicate version of the archive to get more money out of them.
That's spaced.
I know you said you may be selling some of the tapes, but are you retaining a copy or copies of the tapes for the archive?
That's the plan. I usually don't talk about my personal life too much, but a few weeks ago I had a tornado run through, so I'm a little broke right now. It'll take a little bit. Once I'm less broke, I'm gonna make 2 copies of tapes, and I'm gonna send one to a friend out here in Portland, and then I'm gonna keep a copy for myself, and then we'll start making more copies. It takes about 4 to 5 days to write on tape. Also, for the record, the tape drives and autoloaders are like $6,000 to $7,000. The eBay listing was $2,000, and it turned out to be brand new in the box. The only issue was there was styrofoam everywhere, including inside of it.
And they were too lazy to remove it, so they discarded it. It was business was a waste.
Layman here, are the tapes more physically survivable than the hard drives?
Yes. Absolutely. Tapes in good condition are registered, not registered, but they're usually certified for about 15 to 25 years. If you store a tape, they're usually, they're ferrous, so they do have some iron in them. Store the tape in an oxygen-free, moisture-free environment in a sealed container, and those tapes can likely last for 30 to 50 years.
So I'll add to this that if you do have hard drives, SSDs, whatever, make sure to at least turn them on from time to time. If you leave a storage device like that just running there and you don't plug it in, there's a high chance it won't turn on the next time you go to try it.
The one in the back, yes.
Okay, I heard that there may be a minimum transfer speed needed for the LTO tapes. Is that true?
Minimum transfer speed or LTO tape is, it's a big business myth.
Okay.
So in big business, when they're advertising like large storage clusters, the LTO tapes, they want a minimum transfer speed, because if it's not at the minimum transfer speed, then you as a client are wasting their money. For home use, the LTO tape will just run as fast as you send it data, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I think he was referring to shoe shining, where you run the buffer out and it has to scrub back. But modern LTO8 and stuff like that doesn't really have that issue. It can change its speeds.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I haven't got that much involved. Go ahead.
Do you have any plans to make a container that's also that's sealed and vacuum tight when you plan to sell the drives?
Yes. Yes, if I have copies of the archive available, the only price involved is just the tapes and the container. But anything that I ship out is going to be completely sealed. The only time I'm going to unseal it is if disaster happens and I need to cover it. Anyone have questions? I can go on and on all day about hardware, software, computers, internet, anything.
You're in a room full of nerds, we all love it.
Yeah.
Would you replace a drive on a smart warning or wait for an error?
There's 2 methods. It really depends on the smart warning.
Right.
If smart self-test is telling me the drive has pre-fail indicators and it's not in an array, that drive is getting backed up and yeeted into the sun.
If it is on an array with multiple parity drives?
If it's on an array with multiple parity drives, the only way I'm going to get rid of a drive is when ZFS tells me, hey, I have an error. I'm going to clear the error, and if it comes back, and ZFS says, oh, you have another error, that's my key, I'm going to remove the drive.
I'd also add that there are some smart warnings that are not always caused by the drive itself. For example, CRC errors could happen just because your cable is a bit weird.
That's the one my parity drive has.
So With serious errors, I think it's safe to just ignore them and reset your cabling and see if it makes the problem go away.
Thank you.
Is there a plan for the Pony Archive just in the long term?
Yes, the reason I've been building a small web host and ISP in front of the archive is because eventually my end goal is to have a business big enough that I can, my end goal is one day I can go and say, you've all helped me, you've made this possible, and I can just take the subscribe star and just go, we're done. If I have a big enough business, the archive just runs itself.
The ISP will make the
ISP will make me enough money that I just don't need donations anymore. But right now, it's not big enough. It's small. It's very small, and admittedly, with the scripts, I don't have a lot of time to continue focusing on the business. Who here wants to talk about the script archive?
I don't know it.
Sure. You had a question.
Just one real quick question. What's the best way for someone to start contributing to the archive if they have never done something like this before? So, for example, this is the first time they've heard of it, they walked in the room because they thought it sounded interesting.
The easiest way to contribute to the archive is joining the Discord and just sending us videos to archive. That's the quickest way. Digging up old lost content.
Yeah, and also in general, just take your Pony playlist, take your music playlist, take your video playlist, download them on your own computer. Maybe there's some video there that at some point disappears and nobody else has a copy of, and then you can be the person to save the day.
I mean, all of you seen Tamers disappear in an instant.
And then one guy archived it in there, and that was like the only one.
Yeah, the one guy had just an autistic archive. It was very meticulously done. And the archive was hosted on one of these file sites that like charge for downloading after a certain amount. Or like, you can pay for like premium or like download it really slow.
Mega?
It wasn't mega, but it was similar. It took me about 6 days to download just 100 gigs from that site. But like the Pony Archive immediately grabbed a copy, and I'm like, how did I not have a copy? Even a big archive like us, if I'm not aware of something and it's not automatically being done, it just doesn't get done. So that's a big thing that people can help with is, oh, do you have this? And, oh, I actually don't.
Check.
Is there any harm to submitting videos or content that you guys already have a copy of?
No. There's never any harm.
If you submit something that's a duplicate, it will just get ignored.
You know, we all know sometimes Hasbro comes along and says, you can't have that on the internet. Do you actually archive stuff like that as well? Like
yes.
for example?
I will archive anything Pony related. Just because I will archive Pony related, it doesn't mean I will distribute it. So there is a private section of the archive for things that shouldn't be out there on the internet, and there's also a private section of the archive for creators. I know, I won't name any names, but there is some creators, animators, who use the Pony Archive's infrastructure to store hundreds of gigs of animations and works in progress. So that way, even if their whole home computer just completely goes away for whatever reason, they just have a backup. And the Pony Archive does this for free. We will offer that service, and we'll continue to offer that type of service to the Pony community. We also have continued and will continue to host any Pony-related project for free or very cheaply, depending on the amount of resources needed well into the future.
Instead of scraper sites, what would you do with actually paying people for grabbing YouTube videos, like any video converter? What they're at?
I can't hear your question, I'm very sorry.
Okay, I'll speak loudly. If there was a website that actually does the scraping, but it's not scraping, they don't do that as a deal, like any video converter, can you just grab YouTube videos using that and use the paid service, not use a scraper?
I don't think there's any paid service to download content from YouTube that's not scraped.
Yeah, so if it's downloading from YouTube or any other thing, it's still technically scraping. Even if you're paying one company money, you're just paying them money for the ease of use, not necessarily the action of non-scraping.
Do you mean the feature on YouTube Premium?
Yeah,
to save it
YouTube
in the
Premium
phone?
lets you download it at 720p
Yeah.
if you pay the $20 a month.
The YouTube Premium downloads don't save files that you can
Yeah, the
just
YouTube
play.
Premium downloads are actually encrypted on your device,
DRM locked?
and you can't even
So-
play them or
and
move them elsewhere.
Actually, with the YouTube Premium downloads, I believe the last time I checked, if you download something, it gets deleted, and you connect your device to the internet, it also disappears from your device, even though you downloaded it.
Okay.
So don't pay for premium to archive stuff.
Do you guys also archive images and text, or primarily video?
We'll do anything. I have a 4.2 million image archive of Imager. When the Imager crisis was going on, we grabbed as many Imager links from all of our YouTube sources, all of MLP, 4chan, all of Equestria Daily, Film Fiction, Reddit, and we just ran it. I can't confirm nor deny, but Imager was down for a few days. But you know, my downloader was still running, so that's what's important, right?
So YouTube, whenever you upload a video, it compresses it further, so there's additional loss to the video. But what about creators who just want to provide the archive with the higher bitrate version?
I would like to give a very hearty shout out to. Oh man, I'm tired. Ponies the Anthology. Jay Holler reached out and actually gave the Pony Archive the RAWs for Ponies the Anthology, so you can just watch them in super high quality and they haven't been crunched.
So yeah.
So any creators that want to do that too, like we're totally open to that. I mean, if you want to hand us 100 gigabyte API, like we'll take it.
I would just like to say something. If you are a creator and you've lost your originals, but you still have them on your YouTube, you can go to something called Google Takeout, and you can actually download the original that was uploaded.
Oh,
yes, this is true.
YouTube stores originals of your video because they keep re-encoding them from time to time. So
as new codecs come out.
So they do have the originals, but only the creator can download.
I would like to mention, this is actually in one of the slides, something I forgot. Because YouTube re-encodes videos from time to time, there are many examples of older YouTube videos that have been re-encoded to look worse.
And sometimes videos, this is very rare, but sometimes videos like get corrupted.
Alright, so I did say I'd mention some scripts. Who here knows that we are archiving all of the scripts?
How's the scanning going?
How's the scanning going? Yeah, thank you. Everyone asks, what are you scanning? They don't ask, how is it going? So we're finished with season 3 and season 7. We're doing them out of order because I'm trying to get them back to their owners.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing it in an order in which I'm going to see their owners next. But besides that, the average size for the scripts is about 600 to 700 gigabytes per season. Full season, so 26, 27 episodes. There's usually a duplicate in each person's stack. Season 3 is around 350 gigabytes. Our average resolution is, I want to say like 13,800 pixels by 28,000. It's 8.5 by 11 sheets, so we're scanning at 1200 DPI.
By scripts, do you mean the print scripts from the show?
Yes, we have seasons 2 through 9 of the original scripts, including markings, detailings, drawings, everything on them. These scripts were auctioned off at Ponyville Cider Fest 2013. Unfortunately, it has taken this long to get into the rhythm of scanning them. I feel really bad about it.
You said 2013?
Yeah, I think that was wrong.
Yeah, 2013.
That
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
2020. That's 2013 is a bit longer than that ago.
I'm tired. 2023, yes. I don't think Ponyville Cider Fest existed in 2013.
2014 that it started, I think.
I noticed you have LP 4chan threads. Do you have like a 20chan threads? That was developed a lot.
Have you archived 20chan?
I believe there is an archive, but I couldn't tell you where it is.
Does the CIA allow that? Because I don't know the title.
Like other threads.
As long as it gets sent to him, it's probably in there somewhere. It's just hidden. Unintentionally hidden.
Did the CIA not have problems with you scraping Pony Brew because of how much they posted on it?
How is that relevant? Some of us know, but it's not relevant.
So once all the scripts are finally scanned, are you going to provide downscaled versions that are going to be easier to...
Yes. Once they're fully scanned, we have a two-part plan. We're going to offer the full RAWs, and then we're going to go through with a little bit of software coding to trim them so it doesn't have like an open space top and bottom or like little open areas on the side. It'll just trim them. It won't actually remove any content of the scripts. Just trim them a little bit along the sides. And so then we'll have like RAWs trimmed so that they're trimmed. And then we'll offer like a 300 DPI PDF of every episode binded into PDFs.
Is it true that there's sometimes notes on the scripts?
Yes, so there's notes all over the scripts. Part of the reason why I'm not just dumping the scripts as I'm doing them is because I don't want any drama. And so like, I just don't want to deal with that. Go ahead.
I also collecting like streams from conventions.
Yes, we do have an entire directory for convention streams. Unfortunately, since I'm at some of these conventions, I'm not actively clicking and archiving them. But for those who do archive them and aren't here, I will happily take any archives of those that you have. Typically when I get home, if a convention is using like Twitch or YouTube, I'll download the VODs if they're available. It makes it a little hard if conventions are playing licensed music at any point in time, because then they get muted. Most of the content's there.
There's also is it Pony Stream or what is the site?
PonyTube? By Core?
No, there's like one where all the like events stream.
Ponytown?
SciTube?
Ponytown?
Go ahead.
Is it stream.running.eu?
Yes.
Yeah. That's one of the sites where I don't think you can go back in time. I think there's just live. So sometimes I try to pull that at events as well, because I'll use that to streams.
Oh yeah, if any conventions see this panel, please reach out to me. I will gladly back up your entire video and photography backups. I can even keep them private. I just want to archive all the streams. Archive the world even.
Is it searchable very easily? Like, I was just looking at it and it seemed very hard
This
to
is why you
understand.
use the Ho button.
Okay.
The Ho button one for searching is what you would want to use.
So yes, so the open one is let's search by channel, and then you can pull up the channel, look at all the videos there in the nice little GUI thing, or you can just put the video ID in the URL and see if you find a match. I assume Warp is not up right now?
Warp is not up right
now. But
may or may not come back.
But in case Warp comes back, then that's another place you can search. We'll see.
What was it called?
It's right there. It's up near the bottom. Balloon Stream.
Oh, thank you.
The one for the TPA, the Pony Archive, is the one a bit more above, the one with the /TPA-H. So that's where you find that.
Part of the reason why the Pony Archive has went from being relatively searchable, where you could go on it and just look at a channel name and click on it and click the videos, to being more obfuscated, is an anti-AI measure. If the AI doesn't know what it's downloading, it tends to download it. So after I switched it from being easily searchable to being less easily searchable, at least 3 AI bots stopped trying to ping us, even after I had told them by user agent. Also, fun fact, who here hates OpenAI? Okay, you don't hate them enough. OpenAI intentionally changes user agents on every request. And they intentionally lie about their user agent. So they'll start hitting your website with the OpenAI user agent. And they'll just be like, oh, well, we'll just get it rate limited or whatnot. But like, I don't want them grabbing anything. I'm getting tired of them using up my bandwidth. I want that for bronies who actually want to make a backup. And so I blocked them, and then I find out some of their IPs are now just randomly generating user agent strings and backing up data from the archive.
Yeah, iFixit was having a huge problem with them, and I actually was going to sue them.
I did send some legal letters to OpenAI. Unfortunately, their legal team has essentially ignored me for right now, but I assume they probably won't ignore me if I send them a bill.
Yeah, AI in general has made archival so much worse, both in the retention and the sharing part of it. And that's just
It has made everything worse. It has made the internet openly hostile. You guys wonder why you have to solve a CAPTCHA to click a submit button on a survey? OpenAI is the reason. You wonder why you have to solve a CAPTCHA to post something on 4chan? OpenAI is the reason.
Do you currently have any user policy listed on your website that says AIs aren't allowed to scrape it, like legally?
I have a robots.txt file.
No, but I mean something.
That is robots.txt file is legal in terms of the internet as of like 1999. And they're not respecting that one either. So we did add something, but I'm going to actually end up changing all of that later because it's getting ridiculous. For right now, I banned 280,000 IP addresses.
Good God.
I caught a couple legitimate users in the Crossfire. They just like, oh, I can't access the archive. Is it down? I'm like, oh, one moment, I'll fix that.
Of course, you as a human can always jump into Discord and ask us questions, ask where to get stuff. If you're having problems accessing the archive, we can help you out. We can help with the archive if you need that. So
yeah, up until I had a tornado run through, we did have an uptime of about almost a year continuously without going down. The tornado kind of messed that up a little bit, so now my uptime is like 97% for the year, but it is what it is.
Still running better than Twitter.
Honestly, when you say it like that, yeah, the archive runs better than quite a few sites, including other sites that I own. Go ahead.
And so what's your opinion on download sites? They don't have to pay for it to download their software to get anything above 360p.
I consider them malware. I'm being honest. I consider it malware. But like, that's the only way you're going to get something. Then you just got to play ball by their rules. This kind of like going in on. So not necessarily for ponies, but who here has anyone here done archiving for older media? Just older media in general. Yeah. Okay, so how many of you have had the displeasure or fortune of finding exactly what you want on a Usenet site, but you have to pay them a fee to access the Usenet, and then you have to download a client to access the Usenet. The moment you download the client, it says it's got 14 Trojans, and then you're like, yeah, okay, so we're installing this on a VM on Arch, by the way.
What was that exe? Oh no, don't worry about it, it's already gone.
When the command prompt opens, you pretend you didn't see that.
It's the little tiny box that helps you archive stuff, not very much.
Any other questions? We have a few more minutes. Anyone think I'm forgetting something? Oh,
Are there other archive types that you run? Like you archive pony media, you archive other types of media?
yeah, we archive science tubers. Specifically, I don't keep an active archive of science tubers. I have a script that I run like every 3 months. It tends to catch most of everything, but it doesn't catch everything. I don't have anything automatic.
If anyone in the audience has an archive that they've operated personally, that was basically a solicitation for them to offer it up.
Yes, if you have archives, I will gladly take them off your hands and give you another copy on our servers.
Ignoring anybody's political feelings about AI, do you get a lot of AI submitted art or media?
99% of it's garbage.
Yeah, but you get a lot of submitted stuff.
Sorry. Let's see. One thing that's kind of obscure, but is a significant source that I found for like information of various types. I was wondering if this applied to pony media. Were the Yahoo groups? Is there any effort into archiving stuff off of Yahoo groups?
I believe Archive Team has archived Yahoo groups, and Archive Team had also archived GeoCities. Although Yahoo groups was mostly before G4's time. So G4 is the bulk of what we have just because that's when it exploded in popularity. We do have some older gen stuff. And I would assume it would stand to reason that such things would apply to older generations, especially to like figurine collecting and physical collecting and stuff like that. But for the Pony Archives explicit purposes, not much help. But if anyone's willing to go through it, we'll download any digital media we can.
Any funny discoveries while you're archiving content?
Funniest discovery is that there was a channel called Cognitive System back in 2014 that was, someone's shaking their head, they know this. I archived the 3 mysterious videos of their channel, and they told me to delete them in 3 days or else. 4 days were up, and that hard drive that they were on burst in flames.
Witchcraft.
No, it nearly burned the server farm down. Like they had their fire suppression start giving them alert warnings before it went off, and they went into the thing and found my server was on fire.
I'm personally curious, how much, because you have so much of it, how much pony content would you say has been deleted? It seems like it's a huge amount.
If I go through, I think I'd say the average is like 20-25% maybe of all that I have. It may be higher or lower depending on when you started an archive.
Yeah, I archive stuff privately myself. I currently have, I think, about 1.4 million videos archived, and out of those, I think the amount of deleted videos is somewhere between 100 and 200,000. So I actually have a thing set up where it shows me every day all the content that has been removed that specific day, and it's crazy just how much stuff disappears every day, hundreds of videos every day. It is a lot of stuff that disappears.
We have a lot of questions now. Steve, you in the back, raise your hand first.
So do you guys have, you guys are archiving all this content, but do you have a plan to kind of reintroduce it again?
Reintroduce the content. We typically let others do that. My purpose is to archive. I don't necessarily want to steal or otherwise take revenue from creators by uploading it to YouTube and whatnot. But other people are welcome to use it and download it if they want.
I'll add to that the entire reason I made Hobuna as a site is to make these archives as accessible as possible. So if somebody does want to just browse around at the boredom or is interested in researching, bringing that back to topic or something, then I want to make sure it's as easy as possible for them to do so.
You had a question.
Yeah. Would you guys guys like complete collections of video game console libraries? Or do you already have something like that?
Get with me after the panel.
Will do.
You got it.
Do that.
Anyone else before we close up shop?
Do you still have those 3 videos from Cognitive Systems?
Wait, what?
Do you still have the 3 videos that burn the hard drive?
No,
Where can they be found?
I have not managed to locate them. It still drives me nuts to this day. I have no idea how, but all that was in them was just a few QR codes and encoded data in an audio stream, which was really odd because I could look through the audio stream and there was more encoded data than what was like you could hear, because it used like all the channels all the way up to like 48 kilohertz.
Yeah, he was, if I remember correctly when we discussed this, you said he was using a lot of the same frequencies that they do like number stations and shit on.
Yeah, it was really odd. It was very, very odd. And the account still exists, but you can't find it. But you can find all the comments on older pony creators' pages.
So you said you scraped science stickers. Do you scrape the comments as well?
I don't scrape the comments. Rebane mostly does this. The reason I don't scrape the comments is because I didn't set up a system to do that. It is a plan, but I've been...
I'll add that scraping comments is not super easy and straightforward. YouTube keeps blocking the tricks I come up with, and there's no real code.
AI kind of destroyed being able to easily get comments, unfortunately. Go ahead.
Oh, do you, does deleted pony music and videos on YouTube, do you work with them by chance, or do they operate off of you, or?
I know them. I don't really, there's no really business relationship there.
Yeah.
But it is often nice to have the stuff from the archive re-uploaded, just so it's more discoverable, especially with algorithms and stuff these days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember to, if you want to see it again, download it. That's basically that's it.
It's getting worse.
Here we are. A meetup for Plushies. Okay.
Smoke Show and I have started the Fluttershy
We're at a meetup for Plushies. Look at all those plushies. Oh my god. Ooh, a bat pony. Ooh, that's... Hello, gorgeous. Okay. Alright, I'll set it. Okay. Alright. Right here. Perfect. Alright, let's explore all these plushies, shall we?
It's tangential. It's great, but the crossover is there.
There's the winner. Look at all those Fluttershies. Oh my god.
No, the Flutter's my favorite.
Giant Fluttershy.
Where do we
Baby Fluttershy. Ooh. Trixie. Games? Look at all those derpy little pets. Ooh. And a Parasite plushie? Oh my god.
Yep, that one I made.
I didn't know that. I had no idea those existed. You made those?
Yeah, I made it.
Nice.
I made it in 2012.
Wow, that's impressive. Fluttershy. Trixie. Ooh, they look nice. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh, okay.
I think we have enough cozy
But that's a really nice cozy glow.
Thank you.
Hey, you made that?
I don't. Do you Ooh, and tiny cozy girl.
Well, there's a lot of tables to choose from.
I don't know who made it. I just bought it off somebody on eBay. So they were getting credit. Cool.
It was a pleasure seeing you.
Have a good rest of your con.
I'll see you at some other con. Maybe Mayfair.
Sure.
Maybe Mayfair.
You know, maybe I should make it back out to you sometime.
Yeah.
Ooh, that silver screen looks nice.
Honestly, someone was trying to move her on this morning, actually last night, and I was like, "How much do you want to sit between 5 and 550 and 450?" I was like, "I can't do that. You know, I can't afford that, and I don't want to say a number that's going to offend you or not work for me." Came back this morning, I was like, "Look, you do 400 in hand right now, cash," and they said yes, and I was like, "All right."
Yay.
So all I know from her is that he was from England and she's from Germany.
Nice.
She's from Germany.
I didn't hear what he said about the name of the artist, but I was like, I'm going to find out pretty quick. Because she's very solid. She's so solid. She needs to be because she's tipping over from her head on one side. But she's quite solid. I mean, I feel like it's more like a decorative pillow feel. But she's
Yeah, decorative.
so, still quite solid. But I couldn't say no at that point. I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
he
sense.
can't say no, and I love her.
This is my first handmade plush that I purchased, and it's obviously going to start something terrible on me.
Yep.
I figured PS4 was bad enough.
PS4 is pretty big, but like,
Minuet. Ooh, that's a tough one.
I finally find you.
Huh?
I'm looking for you.
Oh, really?
Make your way.
Ooh.
I'm looking for you.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Yeah, it's, I really admire your work.
Huh?
I really admire your work in defending G5.
Yeah.
I always appreciate that. You know,
Oh, thank you.
I'm also a big G5 defender myself. So.
Yeah, or whatever my branding. Yeah,
it's really,
I try and say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, you do very nice videos and analysis. So.
Thank you.
It's very nice to see you here.
Yeah.
In person, knowing the legends. You're actually the one. I think they started the G5 defending thing.
I don't think that was me. I think that was Stanley Cortez when he made his big 2 hour long chapter 2 review. But I had Stanley Cortez.
Oh yeah. Paula Cortez.
Yeah, but I've been working. I've been working on the first defense video before that. To be fair, so I don't know. If we want to count in terms of videos that his release, yeah, he started it, but I was planning it before. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But the Minuet Plushie looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Where'd you get her? You made her?
I made it.
Ooh,
So,
that's impressive.
There is one similar here, like Derpy.
Yeah.
That's also made. This is my first plush. This one here.
Wow.
This is my
That
third
one?
plush.
Ooh. Ooh, that's impressive. Look at those hair textures. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like it. It's great. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, same.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to start telling people they need to start style.
Get on the other end.
That's great. Yeah, that was good.
Very punches.
Yes.
That was our politics. Sonny!
It's no sequel, so there's not like there's any other.
Ooh, that is a really nice Sonny plushie.
Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Yeah, something like that.
Wow, that's an impressive plushie collection.
Yep. Years in the making.
Wow.
My sole purpose is for this one.
I can relate. I've been collecting ponies for years too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alright, that's
In
the first
fact,
bag. Now just...
You got you got 2 bags. Wow. Oh my god, that's a lot.
Oh yeah. Where do I want to start? Let's look at here.
There was all those break-ins on the train.
Yeah, sorry, if I lost it.
I mean, the door open. I guess
It could have sworn that OC came from somewhere. Vital videos maybe?
like a board thing.
Huh?
Like a board thing. More mascots. Well, Bo got messed up, unfortunately.
Your white plush did something.
I guess I'll do the lane pony.
That's worth it. And also a frequent plush.
What is that? Excuse me. Thank you.
Oh, yes. News when you chase it.
I told because I remember calling my wife. He made a joke about like how I mailed him a Slinky.
Yeah.
And it got stolen. He's like, "Why didn't my Slinky show up?"
That is a giant Twilight. Yeah, that's Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so 10 p.m. today, Uber's gonna crack the
Is that Nightmare Move?
Yeah, that is.
Excuse me.
Verity.
Oh.
I'm just gonna make a worse pile like that.
Face. Ah, sorry.
I bought my first plushie yesterday.
Ooh, that Nightmare Moon is so cool and mod too.
Oh, what'd you get? Like
From
hibiscus or?
It was HS, I think.
The Coco Palmo, that's even bigger than mine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I spit
Oh,
There, put it down.
Yeah, that was
silence.
Ooh, a bat pony. You're looking mighty fine today. Nightmare Moon, Luna. Hey, there's the Luna from earlier. Luna. Twilight. Ooh, Marble Pie. Izzy, that is a giant Izzy. That looks so adorable. Hello.
Is there a better way we could organize them?
Because like right now, grass crop is kind of hidden. Ron, sorry.
Oh, there's
There's another Luna being paraded in.
Whatever.
Oh, look out! Here comes Luna.
The only Luna film would inspire uranium. It's really heavy, guys.
They killed her. They killed her.
Yeah, they tell you specifically do not drink it.
I see you.
Ooh, I like your Izzy. Ooh, I like your Izzy. Thank you.
That's good. That's good. I'm surprised she responds all the time. You know. On her Discord.
Starlight Glimmer. Mod Pie.
Okay, now I'm very fair. I like that one too.
That's a very interestingly designed Twilight.
Yeah, so there's D10s on the course. Oh. You send it over that far. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be that live.
Hi, I got a new plushie.
Right next to the larger one right here.
And this is, there we go. Yeah, oh my. Woohoo!
You squeeze her in a little bit. There you go. With the tail just right.
Yep. Best unicorn friends forever.
Different. Characters, yeah.
Clear the room. Get out!
What happened? Are we leaving?
You have to get out.
Huh?
All right. Get the fuck out of the room right now. Right now. We're gonna take some pictures. Get out. Get out of the room. Get out.
Oh, party's over.
All right. So, we're about ready to do the pictures. So we're gonna clear the room so everybody with cameras can walk around and take pictures.
Okay. All right.
The doors are open, so you can go outside if you're hot, or you can go into the hallway if you're cold.
But these general messages, get the fuck out of here. Get out. Get out. You may not have heard
Okay, message received. Let's go. Okay.
I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. We just got kicked out. Oh yeah. Not actually. But they're gonna take pictures. Oh my gosh, guys, it's gonna be so cool. They're gonna take pictures of my plushie. Both of them. I got them here. I'm so happy. All right. The plushies I got will be in the photo. Ooh yeah. Okay. This is what the city looks like. Interesting. We got a nice outdoor view here. Little bonus for you guys who have only seen inside of the convention. Man, pictures, huh? That's gonna be fun. Man, pictures, huh? That's gonna be fun. Our plushies are gonna get take a picture of. We're gonna get pictures taken of them. That's so cool.
Did you show the ones that I made?
Yeah. Yeah, you told me the Durfee one, and I saw them in the
Colgate?
Yeah, Colgate. Yeah. Whatever she's called. Like, she has like two names. Ooh, that's a nice one. Oh, that's the BABScon OC, whatever the character's name is.
Golden Gates.
Golden Gates? Is that what they're called?
Golden Gates.
Oh, okay. Golden Gates. Yeah, thank you.
They hit the second toe.
Fitting, considering it's, it's San Francisco and all.
Yeah.
What will you be doing now? Like, what can you do?
Yeah, I've been working on that. That's why videos are taking longer to make now. Cause I got a lot of stuff going on with that. Yeah, but hopefully, but now that with very few animatics left, I think the thing only one left. Whatever support is, I'll be making bigger, longer videos to focus of the channel. Because I like making longer videos. It's fun, like putting a lot of thought into it. Thank you.
And I
they're my
comment.
favorites.
I always comment. I say,
thanks.
These haters, man.
Yeah,
you know, I'm very like.
Yeah.
I'm very. I defend like. LTPN, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you realize that.
Yeah, I still got to make your mark second defense theater to make, which is like a year late, but you know, better late than never.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
there's the audience.
and then both seasons of Tired Tale, and then I got other retrospectives on G5 I want to make. It's gonna be fun. I have a whole slate of my photos. Yeah. My favorite episode. I'm still trying to decide. But there's been a lot of bangers that I've talked about. The Blocky Wokus was my favorite. For a while, and then it got replaced by Smell Place Like Home, Alora's backstory episode. And if the leaks count, I'm still trying to decide my favorite between those. I think maybe the Alicorn Path, maybe. I don't know, the Alcorn Path was so good. Yeah. But I also love Written the Star Scouts. I can't really decide my favorite right now. Maybe once all the leaks are over, I can finally decide.
The leaks are over?
They're as far as I know, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, including them trying to touch up special 4, whatever that is, the way they did special 3. So, and then they're not going to stick to a set schedule anymore. All this is public information, so I can reveal it. But yeah, there's a lot of.
I'm excited to see it. Even I remember the last thing I see, it was like an actual like a script reading.
Yeah.
That's what I saw last time.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do any more of those on the channel. You didn't?
I really like it.
Oh, you did?
Because I was hoping somebody did it, and I think one person did it before you.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it is. I
Finland.
know. No, it was the one from Germany. I forgot the name.
Oh, Doc. Yeah.
Doc.
I have Snapchat. Yeah, that's Doc Anubis. Yeah.
No.
No?
It's another one from Germany. But okay. And then I saw you. I really like it. I mean, I know it's probably hard because reading something.
Yeah, I dug through the entire torrent, picking out the costumes, character designs, all that. Put that video together. That took hours.
I know. Really? But actually, I mean, if somebody try to make the noise, the voice and everything, it will be so.
Yeah.
But I know it's hard. But,
oh yeah, I'm used to just doing the impressions for all the characters. So that's just like okay, it's like nothing new for me. Yeah. I'm still trying to get used to the fact that I have actual VAs now when I use them. I want to start showing off like there's stuff little things for the channel, but I'm just too used to doing all the voices for all the characters. I gotta learn when to step back.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're going to show down right now.
Oh, your trophy!
Privacy.
Yeah, thanks.
That kind of stuff, you know,
There's a lot of reorganization going on right now.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we're trying to figure out. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun once we do get the update video out. That should only come once we're finished reorganizing and stuff, and then updates will be more frequent from then out.
Hey, thanks for the photo.
Do you want to?
Oh yeah. We're gonna go first. Okay, tell me this course.
Yeah, I've been taking videos of the Plushies for my for my vlog on the channel.
You want to do it again or no?
Sure, I can do another go around. Ooh. Huh? Oh yeah, good idea. I can do that too.
Showing you what I got. I download this one from somebody who made it. I just really like to download art.
Yeah, Posey, me too.
Posey, I really like Posey. This is beautiful. I should make probably in the future. The G5 plushies, I want to make them someday, but it's a little more difficult than before because it has
because the hoof thing,
and then the form of the head is a different thing.
Yeah, there's a lot more detail associated with the G5 design. It's why I love them.
I will try to do something like that.
Yeah, I think Make Your Mark had the most detailed designs ever, but Naruto also has a lot of detail. Aww, so cute.
This is probably shaping G5 is.
My favorite is Star Blazer. We're like a dying breed. A Star Blazer super. Since everyone's obsessed with Storm Blazer, including Phelan.
This is actually from the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Like some. Yeah. I love Make Your Mark to death, but some screenshots when you pause them, they can look so cursed. Like Spike in the promo image looked like he got high on weed, and then like it's like I love the show, but some of the screenshots are so cursed. Yeah, which one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that hair on these. It's so impressive. Huh?
Try not to touch them.
Oh.
Some people are really picky about it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they don't really like. Some people don't like it.
Oh, dude, I've been touching them the whole time. My bad.
This is the question. It's all right. It looks like. This one stood out to me. This looks really good.
Yeah.
Little Pip is NK.
Yeah, Fleur is my favorite.
True. We'll try not
Oh my goodness, yeah, they do look like a shroud. Or they look like an upside down guy with like the hands on there.
Sweetie Belle. Two, actually, like 4 Sweetie Belle. Like 5 actually. Wow, that's old.
This one is a very old one.
Really?
It has a lot of signs of use.
Yeah. That's a lot of Sweetie Belle. Huh? Oh, look at that pony pile.
Look at that.
Yeah, we got a great A Twilight and Kids cosplay here. Look at that pile. Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Whoever did that
deserves an award.
Kudos to
It was
them.
like terrifying but amazing. We're just waiting for the wind to blow it shut.
Ooh. Someone made a plushie of Starlight with her old main design. I'm impressed.
It's like classic.
Similar to Misty's, to Misty's old main. It's impossible to find. Ooh. Holy Factory. Okay. I gotta take note of these manufacturers.
Oh yeah.
Another humongous is.
Actually, probably as I said that about 15 minutes, it probably takes longer.
Ooh, a bat pony. Hey, hello. The collection of Lunas. As a Luna fan, I am so happy seeing this. Huh? What? Who are you? No, I want to. I have this fun too. It's great, powerful galaxy.
Just following with most other people. There we go.
And these are definitely OC.
Okay, we have managed to stop moving this. Continue along. Thank you.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sunset Shimmer. World-class cosplay. Wait, that is impressive. Twilight, Kaden. Hello. Oh my goodness, they're alive. They're alive. Oh my, they're alive.
Take a picture of the big sound.
Yeah. Twilight can't just casually. Oh no, Cadence is dead. She got her head chopped off. No. Okay, rest in peace, Cadence. Well, it's time to leave Plushie heaven. I didn't know I needed Plushie heaven, guys, but yeah, I needed it. Sunset Shimmer! I'm just gonna geek out over every single plush I see. Don't mind me. Okay, we're in the hotel room. These, excuse me, these are all my plushies. Don't worry, I got more stuff too. A Lunar Republic flag, all that, and I got a zip and pip. I'll show you that too. But first, Misty and Izzy. Check this out. She has a friendship bracelet and the charms in her mane. That's my watch. But, yep. Take a look at that. Yeah, if you guys notice, I didn't have the Izzy plushie before. I actually bought that in the middle of the plushie meetup thing, and then I came back and plopped it on the table, which is where that clip started. But all right, I'll show you the other ones I have. Sorry to do this, Court. This and this is a zip, and this is a pip. Look at the textures on the textures on the wings. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and then we also got a Lunar Republic flag on top of that. Let me see, is it still in the is it still in the bag? Let me check. I can. Nope, that's the wrong. That is the wrong bag. Nope, that's also something I can look into. Okay, you know what? I actually don't know what I did with my Lunar Republic flag. I'll worry about that later. What the heck is going on? Ooh. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. We're going to the Plushies. The Plushies is not so anonymous or whatever it's called. This should be interesting. I've already been to a Plushie event. Now we're going to another one. There's like no description on the activity thing. It's gonna be interesting. Okay. Were you going somewhere? Just there. Oh yeah. I love this area. Powerhouse. How has it been called?
I'm just running lines.
Party cannons this way!
Things to do.
The Hall of Magic. Not sure if we've been here before.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Jabroni. I got into the fandom in 2022, and I blame Plushie for my plush addiction. Because I started watching his con vlog videos, and I'm like, oh, I actually want to go do that because my wife is back. We actually met at a con, so while I was doing all that stuff, I decided, like, hey, I want to actually get a plush. So
That's better.
She was actually my first plush, and she was shipped out to me in
I
Iraq.
really like the
She
Minty.
actually has a playmate comment.
Thank you.
So, yeah, one few.
Can I see that?
How many
The Misty? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Luckily none, because we hide in office spaces with air conditioning. That I know of.
I got both of those from the vendor area store.
Yes. And since then, my wife and I have an agreement that I'm only allowed to buy plush when I deploy, so I deploy a lot. And that's my story.
Good job. Thank you.
All right. So while next person's deciding who they want to be, who wants to come up, I got a question for you all. Yes, next victim, make your way up on my question. All right. So this is a question from someone who has guested on our panel before, Sacred Night. Are plushies pillows?
Oh.
It depends. It's a time for the flush.
You need to ask him. You need to ask him. Ask him. He knows.
If they're big enough. If they're big enough. And size, that's the key.
No? Oh, okay, let's get a show of hands. If you think they are pillows, raise your hand.
Sure, why not?
I think that's... if you think they're not pillows, raise your hand. If you think they're not pillows. Okay, so more people.
These are definitely pillows.
Hello, name's Catherine Ray, and I'm a Plushaholic.
Hi, Catherine.
So I got my first plush in 2020. It was a Twilight made by Kalasariak. It was about a 16-inch standing. This is also a Kalasariak plush that I got last year, 40-inch. Probably have about maybe 50 plushies at home. Most of them are factory made, not custom like this one. I'd say I've probably, since 2020, I've probably spent about $8,500 in plush.
Yeah. I feel that.
And in a commission slot for Little Fairy Wonders, so we'll see whenever I'm next in line to be made for my OC. So that's all I have to say right now.
I'm Louie. I'm a Plushaholic.
He's a huge
So I've been in the fandom for 13 odd years, but I only recently got into plush collecting. Around 2 years ago, when I finally decided to get my very first actual plush, which is this Princess Skystar here, custom made by Purple Nebula Studios. Knock some stuff off the desk. And she has traveled with me to my first ever convention, which was Everfree Northwest last year, where she got tons of love from tons of people, and I picked up the two G5 sisters here, Pip and Zip, from there. That was an impulse buy, and it's happened again this time with Luna.
Luna.
And I believe it was you who repaired my Skystar at Everfree Northwest, because she had a large hole in the back between the wings that was getting a little scary and had fluffing starting to come out. And I was so thankful for that. I don't know if I ever checked properly. You did. But yeah, I don't collect many plushes, but the ones I do collect are huge. Thank you.
We have another person who wishes to share. Come on up.
Okay.
And if we run out of people who want to share, and who want a question,
okay.
Ask have a question.
Okay.
To the microphone now.
Oh, right. My bad. Okay, so my name is, and I have a channel on YouTube called Hawk Knight. And I got into the fandom, I think a long time ago. I've been in the fandom since I was 7, I think. My parents been telling me that. My first plush was I bought my first plush by complete accident. My parents and I were on a trip to Japan, and we were at John Wayne Airport. I think there was at the South Coast news store. There was this Twilight Sparkle small plush that I had no idea why, but I was in complete love with it. I needed it. So when we got back from Japan, I bought it. Looked at the name Twilight Sparkle on the tag because I was curious. I watched my first fan video, which is Twilight you literally getting yeeted off the cliff in the pilot, but whatever. And then that's how I got to the fandom. I've been collecting like pony merchandise for years, and a lot of it is plushies. By this point, I have like 15 Twilights, several episodes, a lot of duplicates of the main 6, you know. And then I've started collecting G5 plushies. In recent years, I bought these two at the vendor. Misty earlier today at one of the booths, and then Izzy in the other booth. And yeah, they've been a huge part of my collecting experience to this day. I now have way too many ponies, and I have Twilight to thank for that. I'll be sure to thank you when I get home. Yeah.
You never have too many ponies.
That's right.
If you think you can have too many plushies, you might be in the wrong place.
Alright.
Hibiscus Stitch hosted a panel yesterday. Anyone can sew. And it's true, anyone can sew. So if you are interested in creating it, ask around, learn some tips, watch some tutorial videos, and it's definitely possible to get started sewing, as well as collecting, as well as enjoying the artwork. So thank you very much.
We missed that panel. We missed that panel, I think.
Oh.
I want to learn how to make them.
All right, who would like to come up next? Come on up.
That's awesome.
Hello, my name is Emily. This is I'm a Plushaholic. Hi. I started at the fandom in 2012. Sorry, did you speak up? Oh, sorry. Like I said, my
think I have like 50 plushies or so, 50 or 60 of them. I have like 3 of them question plushes. All kinds of other different custom ones. But Freak is my main one. I can bring her with me everywhere. Literally everywhere. Like, I go long drive, take Freak with me. Go to work, take Freak with me. She kind of is attached to me, so my plushies are my children. Anyways, thank you.
My name is Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
And I am a Plushaholic. Sad to admit, but it's true.
Be joyful.
Proud to admit that it's true.
There we go.
I'd say I always grew up around plushies. I had a big basket about this tall with maybe 40 to 50 plushies when I was maybe like 7 or 8. And they eventually got sold at a garage sale, but that didn't deter me. I kept collecting and collecting and collecting. And since moving into my new apartment, I live at an apartment at college, I have made a nest of plushies and blankets and pillows that in the living room that just takes up like a whole corner of the living room. And I love all my plushies very, very much.
Come on up. If you would like to share, you're welcome to get in line. Since it seems like we have more than one person who would like to share at this point.
Hello, I am Massimo.
Hi,
So, I first won my first MLP plushie off my friend, off Carnegie. We played the MLP CCG with a group of friends, and we all put up prizes. And he put up his Rainbow Dash, which I ended up winning off of him. I kind of blame him for rekindling a passion that I had lost forgotten. As soon as I got it and got to my first con in 2019, I started making plushies, and their plush are absolutely colorful. So I commissioned them for my first custom plush, and since then, I cannot stop. I have literally exponentially grown my plushie collection every year for the last 7 years. It is a wonderful thing to have a full bookshelf or 2 of plushies, and I swear to God, I'm probably going to sleep on the floor soon.
Sleep on the plush.
A plush pile is so
See, the next trick is you just get a bedroom where the entire bedroom is just a bed full of plushies.
I've seen a picture where somebody had a room full of 30 life sizes.
I remember my first real experience with Brony plush collectors was at the last BronyCon. I saw this individual who was rolling this tower of cards. It was like from the floor down there was, probably taller than I am right now. And he had probably like 20, 30 life-size plushies just stuffed in all these cards. And I'm just like, that's a whole car's worth of plushies.
Hello, I am Harris.
Quarterback.
I believe my first Tony plushie was the Build-A-Bear Princess Luna. I actually went into Build-A-Bear to make her and gave her that little beating heart squisher. She could basically get heart beats. After that, I proceeded to collect every Build-A-Bear that they came out with. And then I saw a set of plushies at truck stops and proceeded to get the complete set. And then I saw the TY ones. First convention, or the first custom plushie, the fandom made ones, was what, big Cataluna. And since then, I cannot go to a convention without getting a plushie.
Of course.
I got apogee of this one. How many do I have?
Plushies are like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah, I believe it.
Hello, I am Kenneth.
I am Kenneth.
I am beginning Plushaholic. My first plush actually was this Twilight back here. I actually got them from Ohio for about $30. If you look them up on eBay, they're about $300 now. And then I started collecting more and more. You know, symbiote plushies came out, and they were just as cheap as this one. It's like, all right, then I'll get some more plushies. But they were just the G4 ones, and then I got this Pip one. It's like, I'm not gonna get another Pip in another place. So I got the Pip plush for $190, and I know I'm a very cheapskate. I am under like I work at McDonald's. All right, I do not make that much money.
You're valuable.
Yes.
You are an essential worker.
I will always be. Like I said, I'm a beginning Plushaholic.
You make sure that the nuggets are crispy.
I want one. You know, I'm thinking about getting a life-size one here. But this one was out of stock for like a half a year, and I had to wait for this one. This one's special to me because I got it signed by Tabitha St. Germain. I got it set. Anyone can do that. What I would love to have is a plushie of my OC.
Yeah.
Yes. I just have a big pile of plushies. You know, I do play with them. I do play with my plushies. I will admit that. I make stories with them, make YouTube videos with them. Seeing my reflection. It's a lot.
Hello, welcome for hire.
Plus.
Ooh,
here we go.
Hello, likewise, I'm an aspiring pony. Aspiring pony Plushaholic. The first plush that I bought that's not, you know, just some child's Walmart bargain bin thing, was a custom for my OC 9 years ago, and they still haven't delivered. But since then, I've got little ones for about $10 to $20 of Christmas and cadence. They have magnets in them so they can kiss. And this is the only other MLP plush that I have from Lightning the Cheetah, who is a likewise Chrysalis fanatic. Chrysalis for the win. And this is the start of my plushie adventure.
So what you're saying is your Plushaholic addiction took flight with Christmas. I had to make one comment. I'm sorry.
It didn't take 17 years like the cicadas.
Hello, I'm Celeste, and I'm a Plushaholic. My first plush was a life-size plush of an OC that I made at the time. And it was from an Etsy artist who you can't buy anything from anymore because she's Russian. I got my plush delivered like a few months before the Russian-Ukraine war. And then after that, I got a little Spike plush off Walmart, NASA plush from Secret Santa, and then this Chrissy is a Secret Santa gift that was delivered to me yesterday here at the con.
starting to develop my own pattern. So if I can get that, I'm gonna have a lot more buttons.
Yeah.
All right.
If anyone else would like to share, please come on up. But in the meantime, I kind of started an interesting case scenario. It's kind of a little funny. I was still kind of a little new to the fandom itself at the time because, COVID hit, so I, didn't have a lot of time to get into the cons and stuff. As I was coming back to the cons, I started noticing a lot of the art, plushies, and I was noticing a trend with like plushies that seems to be similar with fursuits. Is that like 90% of like the best top ones seem to be in Russia. So I saw this one plushie maker and I was like, oh my gosh, her plushies are amazing. I for probably a good like year and a half, I thought she was Russian. And I'm sitting here like, oh man, I wish I could get some plushies from her, but Russia's a long way to get shipped. I don't know if I can afford that shipping. And then one day I see, because my favorite plushie by her was her Izzy plush. And I was just like obsessed. I was like, the best Izzy plushies. I go to the one, I grab the plushie. I'm like, wait, Russia. Go up and there's Rubio. And I'm just like, your Izzy plushies are my favorite plushies. And we started talking and stuff. And at the time I couldn't afford one for plushies. I was so sad. And then we talked some more after that on Twitter and stuff. And someone had mentioned like that. So I think it was some artwork of Izzy Moonbat. And she's like, oh, I kind of want to do one of those, but I can't make up my mind. And I'd already made like an Izzy Moonbat cutie art that I had designed. I'm like, will this help you make up your mind? And she's like, yes, I'm making one. I'm like, great, I'm buying it. And that was just a plushie therapy.
And that's it right there.
Yes. Right? Yeah. She has posable wings and everything. There's the cutie mark right there. I actually combined the Flutterbat, Luna logo, and the Izzy logo for that one. Kind of cheated on that one, but it kind of came a theme where I just try to keep as much, make it their cutie mark, just that thing. Yeah, and I'll let you know these nice posable wings, make them quite literally, 20% more cuttable.
Hello, my name is Jack.
Hi, Jack.
So, I haven't been collecting plushies long, but in the time that I have, I found what I want to get. As you may be able to see, the only one I came here with was my sunset. I started this journey last year, actually, at this con. I saw in the vendor hall, someone had like 5 Applejack EQG plushies they had to get rid of. And I figured I needed to give them a home. And ever since then, I've been collecting these. I figure there's not many people collecting them. And it is what got me into the Equestrian Girls here is what got me into the fandom to start with. So that's my story. Show off your plushies.
Show us your plushies.
Show us what you got.
Yeah.
Show us what you got. I showed you my plushies. Please respond.
Give us a full page description of the plushies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Impressive.
They got backstories?
I'm just gonna short make it.
Not gonna share. And you're on that.
Okay. I just want to make sure I've been busy working because I'm also on staff, so I was working outside. This is kind of like almost my version of
I've had a
Oh, I believe it.
He literally spent like the most hours.
Sometimes it's not necessarily always on the people running the panel or even necessarily on the con. Sometimes it's just things that the telelenses have for it isn't the best. I remember Harmony Con, like the last 2 years, the room has been so small, and it was just like we're packing their like sardines for it. But yeah. So for the Plushaholics Anonymous panel, we are over 50 people here. So that makes what our second most attended Plushaholics panel. So
Yeah!
Oh yeah! I think our most last year. Yeah, we were at 82. Yeah. 82. Yeah. So and again, if you are new, we do have our Plushaholic ribbons up here on the front. You're welcome to grab some.
Plushaholic what?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Right now.
Okay.
I think we have a variety down there.
Don't mind if I do.
Wear your badge with pride.
Gladly.
I love ribbons. Is there tilt?
Oh yes, Zeta Chi Luna. Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing that. It has been doubled.
The fun has been doubled.
The final countdown.
Oh, they're gone. I think these are all that we had that are here.
My wallet has a problem with
Okay,
my
so we are running low, so please, for the time being, only take one per person if we can. At least until everyone's gotten at least one ribbon. Yes, you can still see.
Proud owner of an emotional support plush. More like multiple of them.
I think I actually.
There's a couple extra ribbons up here for anyone who didn't get one.
Yeah, no, we stole mine. Did y'all get your Plushaholic? No,
Oh?
We're getting raided?
What? Oh,
left your plushies up here, just so you know, Silverstring is literally designed not to stain. It's a military invention that was designed to track mines and tripwires in the jungle. And because of how camera works, they had to make sure it would not stain, because if you have stains on the camera, it shows up on night vision like a radar. And this is payback for her last year.
That I do know.
I got Ellie into Silverstring.
Who's got a lighter?
And then I had arranged at closing ceremonies where we all got her at closing ceremonies.
You gotta double it this year. It's cousin Nick! I was going to say that. That's crazy. Oh, it's Friday.
Paint me like your French girls.
I saw y'all looking at Ellie, you're the best! Thank you for the shirt.
Also, sorry to fix my.
Was this all of the Silverstring we had?
No, we got one.
oh no, more?
I think this is awesome. Can somebody get a picture of us together and send it to me?
I bought one that was rescued
Now, audience.
You ain't seen nothing.
There you go. That was a good one right there. Yeah, from what
So I'm colorful now. Am I a plushie now?
Yeah, man. That was great.
You're our plushie.
Nice.
Yo, did you see how they all like they just really?
Yeah, they just did like an MTV buzzkill on them.
Chilling right here.
Okay, we got 15 minutes left, so we're gonna go ahead and continue on like nothing happened.
Sure, why not? Sure, I'm sure it'll be very easy for that.
Oh yeah, Scott, I was trying to find out where it was, and I just.
My name is I am a Plushaholic. I've been collecting regular stuffed animals for quite some time. I have hardly any room in my room for things everywhere you turn. I have hammocks in my corners, stuffed animals. On top of my closet, stuffed animals. In my closet, stuffed animals. In storage boxes, stuffed animals. And a few years ago, I finally started collecting money plushies. And started with like those official ones, Build-A-Bears, and Copper 2x set. And just getting bigger and bigger. And recently, I got hers, and she's so pretty.
Let's go.
I have withdrawal symptoms if I get too far away from her. She is my prized possession. I never want to quit my Plushaholic edition. Rest in peace, my wallet.
Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah, we love murdering wallets.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and I'm a recent Plushaholic.
Hi, Matt. Yo, what's good, dog?
So good, we sports. So,
I'm sorry that went over.
when I was younger, I had a whole basket of plushies, not MLP, but mainly Scooby-Doo, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. They all lined the bed.
Reggie!
And my first pony plush I bought from BABScon 2020 during the online convention. It was a Twilight 40 plush that someone was selling from the vendor hall. And seeing that started my craze for pony plush. And since then I've been collecting other convention plushies, such as Sunny Showers, Deep Dish from Windy City, and my first Amazon plush was Izzy from Rubio Wolf, but here at BABScon in 2022. That is the prize plushie of my collection. And this one right here, bought her, this is Zip, bought her today, and she is the next addition to my collection.
Oh yeah, giant Luna.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there's like two more windows tomorrow.
Oh yeah, giant Luna.
I've never seen the sign. Where was it before? Or the vendor hall? But I'm already thinking. I definitely check the schedule.
Yeah.
I'll take that for later. I'll definitely probably want that later.
Oh, if you, I was about to say mix it with the Dairy Queen, but no, that's gonna be.
What?
I love it. They actually make dessert hot sauce.
No, I can't tell that story.
It's delicious. It's called hair fit.
You don't want to know the story.
Oh no.
She's the mascot. She's a digital curate. She's a digital curate.
And that was actually the one I was thinking of getting earlier.
Yep.
On 25, I think that is a set of pins. I was like so close to getting one.
I was official from Plushies. I saw that.
I'm back.
It's like literally I'm her, and I'm the only one I have. Literally like life size.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all rumors are gone now.
So she's way subtle for the Rivers I'm having with other groupers. But also it's so now I'm wondering if
individuals who mentioned you buy the sponsor badges, sister can be the first thing to get her plushies.
That's not a bad reason. That's not a bad reason to be a sponsor.
But
As far as I know, I get to go shopping on my
Thank you. Is that audible? Take every inch of it. I'm sorry. My plushie journey started at BABScon back in 2016 when I, more or less to help out an artist who I noticed was not getting any commissions, asked, well, can you make me a Twilight? And given that we've just gone through the Ascension, one that can magnetize plates. He said he'd never done it before, but he actually tweaked his entire process for me to actually make magnets, something I think I bought the magnets and sent them. And then I suddenly had my very first relevant my first post stuffed animal. Thing is, then, thanks to Maker Fair, which was a big deal in the Bay Area back around the same time, well, if you all remember that Lauren Faust concept art, Lauren, are you relevant to this big ethereal female dragon sort of floating over it? Maker Fair has very creative people too. So suddenly I had something that was not MLP fan made, that was actually a reference to something that the original creator Faust herself did. This is something that I got my colleagues to discuss. My Faust is non-colored, so that's no clue. But I was very, very happy to have that connection. And this is more or less my Spike after he's gone through quite an ascension of his own. And also, they're going to be too small for anyone to see from the artist. But I wanted to also make the only sort of toy kind of be aware of this. I'm not selling them myself. I just want people to know they exist. There's a company from China called 52 Toys, and they make Transformer, Kirin, and Pegasi, and all kinds of animals that fold down in a little 5-centimeter cube. You can come up here and look at them afterward. I checked this morning just to make sure I wasn't teasing anybody with stuff you couldn't get. Big Bad Toy Store has the Kirin on discount, so it costs as little as it did before the Trump tariffs.
Okay,
and
good.
If you don't want to like throw the weekend for the limited edition Pegasus one, very big wings available for even cheaper than that. So if you want to custom together a Transformer Pegasus, this stuff is available still now. Don't look at them, they're incredible.
So are they fully interchangeable parts?
A lot of the parts are, a lot of it's on.
It's unrelated to Hasbro, so I was joking Hasbro owns both.
Come up and look at these guys. They're really fun. They're pretty cheap. And if you want to basically tell Hasbro, hey, get your Transformers name up to the MLP family. This is the way we're going to send the market signal.
Oh,
I want to give a little shout out to something awesome that happened just today because of what this fandom is like. With Twilight and Celestia that I got at the start of the con, I was one princess away from the complete set of them. Somebody actually set up I'm getting out of the plushie collecting fandom, set up a cadence shrine with a sign, all free to a good home, upstairs earlier today. And about 8 of us, on someone's just random generosity, all he did was take a video from his room of it. All we ended up with cadences. My Princess Says collection is complete just because somebody was giving away plushies for free earlier today. What a fandom is this?
Oh yeah. That's on.
I know actually on that line, I know I have a few friends who are really proud of that they happened to catch one of the rainbow dashes that was thrown around at I mean, it was last year's BABScon. Or was it ever?
I think Jack.
Harmony Con? Yeah. It was one of the cons. During the concert, they threw a bunch of Rainbow Dash plushies out into the crowd.
I know.
That's
Okay, we're down to the last 5 minutes, so we can probably take one more person. Or we can just sit here and just celebrate.
Y'all just want to mingle, talk plushies, have questions, or looks like we got one more.
Flicks and Fox, right?
Yeah.
That's a cool name. I collect. Oh, are you recording? Sorry. I don't know what's happening.
I didn't know my head was nowhere.
My name is Baron. I really like plushies. I don't have a lot of them yet. I don't have a pony plushie yet. After this convention, I'm going to go and get my first pony plushie. It will be good.
One of us! Google gobble, one of us!
One of us, if that's okay with you.
Hello, everyone. My name is T-Bird.
Hey.
Hey,
T-Bird.
I'm a Plushaholic. It started in 2023 in November. And after the first week of being introduced, season 1 was done of MLP. And Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie became my favorites. And this here is my second plushie. I got her at it for free. Dropped 600 on her. My very first one was a makeup y'all probably know, Lumi the Karen. I got a Fluttershy from her. Yeah. And she has a bear one. Y'all have probably seen the Karen around. And I've gotten a couple more plushies. I'm actually at 8 right now. I got 3 at this convention. My next plushie is more than likely going to be a travel-sized Pinkamena or a life-size. It's one or the other. Yeah. Y'all have a good day.
One more speech. No.
Oh, that was nerve-wracking, bro.
You did great.
You did well, brother.
Hey, you did great.
You did well.
I think we got like probably 4 minutes left, so
Did my voice at least sound
want to mingle, check things out, and people want to come pick up their stuff they left up here. And again, we tried to brush off any questions that got anything on it as much as we could. Just like a roller over light brush.
I'm gonna go video.
Okay.
The thing that I want.
Ooh, velvet remedy. Hello.
Just kind of brush it off, yeah. It just shakes off. It won't stain it how silly string is designed.
I want to see that Izzy bat thing. Ooh. Wow, that's impressive. Hey Izzy, you're rocking the new Minty.
They all fold down with little 5-centimeter cubes like this. I have 4 left. I'm like,
Ooh, that's a cool rarity. Ooh, that Skystar plush is that Skystar and plush is huge.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All these are mine. I had my friends help me bring them all down.
I've lost count of how many giant Lunas I've seen today. Luna's my favorite princess, so seeing this makes me happy.
Awesome. Yeah.
Do you know where all of them are?
Give me a second ago, they were on the phone though.
With Fox? Yeah, for Pinky. Ooh. Huh?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Fizzy Glitch.
Huh?
My name is Fizzy Glitch.
My name is Hawk Nightwing. Nice to meet you.
I'm the mascot for Ponyville Cider Fest.
Huh? What?
I'm the mascot for Ponyville Cider Fest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I hope to be there at some point.
I'm a digital Karen, so I love technology.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I'm a digital bat pony, or Nocturna as I call them.
I hope you're having a good time.
Oh, I am. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. It's great to meet you.
Likewise.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Wow, 2 plushie events in one. I'd like to call this day Plushie Day or something. Kidding. Ooh, I like your giant Twilight.
You went to the local meetup that I hosted at the
what?
mini golf, huh?
What?
That mini golf, you went to it a couple months ago.
Yeah, exactly. Orange County.
Yeah.
Or Riverside, actually.
Yeah, I thought it looked familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. It definitely was Dodge case.
This day has just been filled with plushies. Plushie mania. I love plushies. And now, off to the After Dark vendor, whatever's gonna be there. Sure hope there's some cool stuff I get. I wonder what an After Dark vendor is like anyway. Oh! Came out of nowhere. Huh, looks like a party in here. All right. So many plushies.
I think this is the cue to get in there.
It is. I think I have that Twilight. Oh my god.
Yeah, I see it, but not if it's going to take all night.
This is the cue to get in the After Dark vendor?
Yeah, like I kind of want the
Oh dear.
hang out shirt. That's it.
And after all that, we couldn't get in because apparently no photography or video is allowed, which I'm fine with that. Anyway, but yeah, nothing of interest in there anyway. Lots of NSSW stuff, which I expected anyway, but you know, I was curious regardless. But yeah, that should do it today. Stay tuned for tomorrow, which is going to be the last day. We're going home tomorrow, and I can't believe it's already over. Oh, see you guys tomorrow.